Arguing about Jay?
Yeah, being a millionaire.
Arguing about Jay.
Why?
Just if it matters or not. So like,
On your articles, hard to spit at, Jay.
some people like it doesn't matter. Other people are saying it matters, and they're both going at it because they don't agree.
I feel like they had to put that out there for Jay-Z because Rihanna just took the crown. And it's like, who's Beyonce now?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, let's just throw Jay-Z
Yeah.
out there and give him some
But
stats.
didn't Jay's thing come out first? And I heard about Beyonce's.
I heard Rihanna's first.
I heard
that's
Jay's
because I
first.
follow Rihanna like more
on her Forbes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's why they put it out.
Yeah.
But I heard more about the Rihanna thing the day after.
Mm.
Shout out to Rihanna. I was telling y'all,
Yeah.
Rihanna's doing numbers from time.
The thing is, it's like,
really?
this is where people are like, the debate comes in because they're like, oh, her money didn't come from music. It came from like Fenty.
But a lot of
and
it
all
came
this
from
other
music.
stuff. Most of it didn't. It's the same thing like with Jay-Z. Most
Yeah.
of his money didn't come from like rapping. It came from the business aspect of it. So that's when people are trying to have that gray area where it's like, oh, you didn't sell records, you sold beauty products or this and that. I'm like, oh, Rihanna's a shit.
And she just jumped into
She's a
Fenty.
hustler.
She just jumped
Sorry.
into Fenty.
Exactly.
Sliding
And it
down.
works because people love her. Like
Yeah.
how she just signed that 60-year-old lady that's this model.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, who does that? Like, everybody's like,
Check,
until
check.
ages up
Yeah.
or whatever. I'm like, that's a big risk and it's going to pay off.
She can easily just say, if I gotta get someone younger.
Exactly. But the lady's like hot. Like, it was like, you're a little sexy granny.
I knew there was something up with this Jay-Z thing.
No, but the numbers like Rihanna's done,
check.
when you check the numbers, it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
she's done like close to 300 million.
Well, the thing is, because when she first came
Check,
out, she
check.
dropped an album. Like every 6 months, she dropped an album like she was ludicrous. It was like
Yeah.
every 6 months she was dropping something so she could get out of whatever contract she was in.
She was in a Def Jam contract. No,
Yeah,
Jay-Z
they're like,
signed
we
her.
need 5 albums. So
She's
you
not-
do the 5 albums, whatever, in whatever time frame. And she's like, all right, I just want to get them all out back to back to back so
Yeah.
that I can go do my shit.
Is she still signed to Def Jam?
That I don't know. Was it Def Jam? It was Island.
Island Def Jam.
Island, yeah,
Because
yeah,
Jay
yeah.
is the one who like Jay's her manager. She definitely signed to Rock
Apparently,
Nation
she
still.
took. Remember Fifi Dobson?
Yeah. She like completely
Yeah.
jacked her.
Yeah, her swag. Because
persona.
remember, Fifi was the only black girl that was in that rock shit.
Shout out
And
Fifi.
Rihanna
Yeah.
was discovered here. Like, they
Yeah.
kind of swept Toronto under the
Yeah.
rug with that. I was like, yo, Rihanna,
Yeah.
on the replay, like, all my brethren are in that video. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Check.
I got to go to Fifi Dobson's. I guess it was like
Check.
I guess it was like a marketing party or whatever
Check,
she had
check.
early on for
Check.
Def Jam here in Toronto.
Check.
And I
Check,
remember
check.
that. And I remember when her album dropped. I actually worked in music world. And her mom came and bought like 10 copies in Scarborough, right? And she's like, "Oh, my daughter just dropped an
Check,
album."
check.
I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet."
That's
You know,
so-
I seen her do like a
Check,
few
check.
movies. I think she was
Yeah,
engaged to
I
Yellow
like
for a
Fifi.
minute.
Like, she was lit, man.
Yeah, she was dope. I really liked her.
Check.
too.
I did.
She was like Avril Lavigne, but with swag,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
So when they said, like, I didn't even make that connection. When I read, I think I followed Fifi on Facebook one day, and she shared an article, and I read it, and I was like,
Check,
yo,
check, check,
that's
check.
grimy,
Yeah, yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah, they just kind of like took her whole persona
Yeah.
and ran with it, and she just got kind of like
Put
not
it
necessarily
in
ran
the-
out of the industry, but yeah, kind of like made obscure.
Yeah,
almost.
It's
like-
kind of weird though. Because
Are you live now?
Yeah, we're live. We're
I
live.
think
If you
you
guys
guys
want to share it,
Canadians.
we're live. So if you want to
Okay.
go on our
Alright.
Facebook and share it or anything like that,
We are live.
We are live, and the connection's
Wow.
actually dope this week. We got smooth, smooth connection this week and shit. So we got to do our weekly clap and signify that we're here.
We will do that. We will get to that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to the clap.
For the time being.
All right, introduce our guests because we definitely got a bomb.
All right, let's
beautiful guest
get
this
it.
week.
Let's get to it.
Let's officially
Uno,
do that.
dos, tres,
Quattro, cinco, siete, seis, ocho.
All
I
right.
don't know. I really don't. Yeah, it's just. I heard some numbers though.
Numbers
like
on
that.
the boards.
Yeah. I'm still trying to learn how to count to 10 in Tagalog after like almost 20
Say
years.
word.
I still don't fucking know.
How much
bro.
Filipino did you pick up in Scarborough?
I can understand it a hell of a lot better than I can speak it,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like understanding it, I could kind of like, get it because a lot of language is body language.
Yeah.
You just hear in the conversation.
So
a lot of it's like Spanglish, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Broken English and shit. But actually like speaking the words and shit,
Yeah,
I can't get that
I
tongue
barely
down.
picked up any part though, except for what's it called? Peg Bajo.
Oh, fuck.
That's my shit.
You can't go up to a woman and tell them
Done it.
that.
They're just like the first thing they
No,
say.
you
is-
have not.
No, I have. Yeah, in school and shit.
foul.
They're like, how do you know that? How do you know
Foul
that?
as fuck.
I said, I know Filipinos.
So you know what he's going up to these girls saying basically? Tell them what you say.
What it means is their things smell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's walking up to some
Oh, wow.
random chick, telling him, "Yo, your box is stinky." Like
Yeah,
that's
but-
foul, bro.
Wow.
That's the one thing in a foreign language that this man can
Wow.
remember right now.
That's what I picked up.
That's awesome.
Pick up the part.
Yo, that's like usually what you pick up first, like the
Mm.
bad words and shit, right? So I think we all did that. I know a few bad Chinese words and shit.
Yeah.
So we have a guest here today.
Yes, we do.
Would you like to introduce yourself to the human beings that might be personally tuned into this at the moment?
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Alicia Cinnamon, aka Toronto's favorite spice.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's what's up. We should give her the clap. You know, well, I mean, a clap.
Whoa!
Not the clap. Not the clap. We should give her, you know what I'm saying, like,
Dirty right now.
we going there already early with it.
Holy
Right?
shit, that
We
one
going
left
with it.
real quick.
So that camera's focused on you, so anytime you want to say something or whatever, just feel free to look directly into that bad boy right there.
Okay.
The monitor's right here and whatnot. We got
and
the overhead
anytime
view
you want
from
your
Maloney,
voice to
so.
be picked up, just feel free to talk into the microphone.
All right, I got you.
There.
I got you.
There we go.
All right. All right.
So
what-
grown and sexy.
Yeah, all right. So what's popping? What's going on?
What is?
Like, what's going on? So you got a weekly showcase,
We're not
and
I do.
you know you're doing some big things. So,
Yeah.
I
I have an event called Rhythm and Soul Thursdays. It's like a party, and then I try to incorporate a couple of artists towards the end of the night. We do things a little bit differently. Like a lot of showcases, they start like at like 10 o'clock or whatever, and
Yeah.
then there's an after party. But I like to wait until the crowd is there, so we probably start the performances maybe around like 12:30.
Okay.
That's a dope idea.
Yeah, because then nobody's worried about who's going first, second, or third.
Yeah.
Right,
It's like
right.
the whole audience is here. So
Yeah.
in my opinion, I'd rather go first. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, so we do that every Thursday. That's out in the East End. We just relocated to a bigger venue. It's 4170 Kingston Road. It's called All Star Bar.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's every Thursday, Rhythm and Soul Thursdays.
Okay. Dope. That's in Scarborough.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Shout out Scarborough. I'm a Scarbarian, you know what I mean? So anytime I hear of something going down in Scarborough, I gotta show, proper love.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right beside, what is it, Twice as Nice restaurant?
Okay.
Yeah, in that plaza there.
Okay. Proper. That's what's up, man. Okay. So that's going down every Thursday. How long you been doing that for?
So we did our 3-month anniversary 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been consistent. I try to I would have loved to do the Fridays, but I don't want to lock myself in on the weekends. So
Right. Right.
yeah, so the Thursdays I was really surprised. I was like, yo, there's people actually coming out,
Yeah.
showing love. We have the game playing and stuff like that. So it's just a cool community kind of vibe.
Dope.
Yeah, it was a good time. I went
I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
Mike
yeah,
can
yeah,
speak
it was-
on it personally.
Yeah, the only thing at first I was like, when's the show gonna start?
Right.
I didn't know. I was just like,
Right.
That's kind
Yeah.
of dope, though. I like
Yeah.
that idea because that's kind of like the problem with a
Yeah.
lot of rap shows.
Yeah.
Is like people start performing at 9, and then people cram in a million
Right.
people in the night.
Like,
and it's
Yeah.
shoot, I didn't even get to perform in front of this person or that
Yeah.
person. And I was like, I get, being punctual, and I get in our mind we have things laid out a certain way where we want it to go according to plan, but sometimes you just kind of have to go with the flow.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't force the audience to be there, and essentially if you want people to, if I'm telling you to come out and showcase yourself, who am I showcasing you to if there's nobody in the
Yeah.
Yeah,
audience?
exactly.
So, yeah.
And that's a good idea, and I think that's something that a lot of promoters in the hip hop around here, especially all of Ontario, really for the most part. That's one problem is that they don't see the value in having a shorter amount of people on the show, but
Straight
making it a
up.
good show.
Exactly.
Opposed to putting like 20 people on there
Exactly.
and just cramming them in person
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
person. Like you go
Yeah.
for a cigarette and you missed a whole person's set.
Exactly.
Like that's nuts.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Depends when you go for the cigarette.
Well, I hate the whole cigarette break thing,
That
because
was good.
it's like you don't go to a club
Right.
and like the DJ's like, well, it's cigarette break time. Like you choose when you're gonna
Right,
do the whole cigarette break.
exactly.
And I feel like when they do the whole cigarette break thing at a show,
Yeah.
it fucks the momentum up.
Yeah, because then you
know
gotta go
what I
and
mean?
collect everybody like
Right.
you stay here. And it's
Yeah.
like, all right,
Brings to a
recess is
halt.
over. Come back inside now, guys.
Would you
Like,
rather people be able to smoke in the club?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Yo, bring smoking in the
Sort
club
of.
back.
That's why I love
Smoking
the
in the
States,
club
like,
back.
Miss
And that
that,
fucks
man.
up your lungs and
It
shit.
does. It
No,
definitely
I'm
does.
so glad when it
the
got
shit
cut
you
off.
breathe out on the street on a daily basis does like whatever the statistic is, like 89% more damage to your lungs than secondhand smoke does.
Yeah. Try
But no, it does-
boxed
it
up
does
in a
fuck
fucking
you up,
room,
though.
bro.
It's like something insane. Like
With 600 people smoking in a spot.
Well, I definitely
Right.
noticed since
It's too
like
much, man.
since the no smoking
when I
like
was a kid,
laws.
people were smoking in malls and shit.
No, I know that. I was saying
No, but that's the thing. Like I noticed since like you
People
can't
older
smoke in
than me
public
are
places,
fine.
my capacity to be around secondhand smoke has come down like a
Right.
hell of a lot less.
Because
Like
they're babying us. It's just like,
Yeah.
because I was a daycare teacher, right? And it's like back in the days, we used to go on trips and do all kind of crazy stuff, and like you fell, you scraped your ankle, your knee, whatever, you dust yourself off and you get back up again.
Yeah.
Now it's like all of the field trips had to be brought into the classroom, so like everybody's living in these plastic bubbles where they're afraid to like branch out and do anything. And it's like, okay, half these kids don't even know how to cross the street because they've never went for a walk or any of that stuff. So I feel like we as people, it's like we are really sheltering ourselves, and we're not prepared for the actual world that is out there.
Are kids even allowed to go play in the park by themselves anymore?
No.
Because like my parents, like if sun was out, it was a warm day, it was like past 10 in the morning, it was like,
we used to have community aspects, right? So it's like even if your mom wasn't outside, somebody's mom was outside to look out for you. Now it's like, I don't even know if that person likes me to trust them if something happens to that kid, you know? So it's different.
Well,
like,
that I feel like that's been an actual like push though. That's something that's happened, is to break up communities and like ideologies push through different things in media and stuff. I 100% do, man.
We just live in a way more digital world where kids aren't interested in that shit.
It goes to a part though. Like what I was gonna say is like, do you think us now, like, let's even say states as well. I know maybe not the states, but us like as a country. If it came to a point where we need an absolute revolution, I don't think our people are prepared.
Hell no.
We have a society full of whiny babies and like that.
We're not. We don't know how to fish.
This is a plan. This is an agenda that's been pushed. Split up of communities and things like that. Any like, you know what I mean? This whole thing is a push. It's happened on purpose.
And it's been
this isn't just like progressive thinking like we think it is. It's sold to us as progressive thinking, and we think we're making change by doing these things, but there's an agenda further on beyond it.
I don't really think so much of that. It's just, again, we've advanced more into a digital world. Like, you can still put your kids into scouts and they could learn that stuff. You can still go buy all those survival guides and you can learn how to do all that stuff.
That doesn't make you.
They're incorporating like girls in like Boy Scouts now, which is ridiculous.
Hey man, if you want to teach a girl how to survive, that's a good thing, right?
That's what brownies are and Girl Scouts.
Not necessarily the same.
It is.
Not necessarily.
It is.
But if you wanted to change the whole issue, you could just change the agenda in brownies then.
Exactly.
So it was more based of...
Like, to me, I understand the inclusiveness, but, like, it's like, okay, if I do an all-female showcase, for example, I shouldn't have to include guys just because they want to be on it. Like,
I have a question. Are there still all-girl and all-guy schools allowed?
Yeah.
Then what the fuck is this other nonsense we're talking about? Like, if you're not going to de-root a fucking issue, you're not actually solving an issue, you're selling an image.
Have any of you guys ever taken brownies or
I did.
That's the root of
Scouts.
I did Air Cadets.
And I like the aspect of just being in a space where it was like all girls or whatever. The boys had their time to do the all-boy time.
People need that.
Like, you do. It's like... There's nothing wrong with it. Like, you know, the inclusiveness, I get it. But it's like, it's not so much that it's segregation. It's just like, if you want to wear an all-red outfit, it's not like, oh, I have to put on black pants because my red shirt's going to feel racist.
But I did it at the same time that my stepsister did it, right? And for me, the Scouts was more survival-based, whereas for her, the Girl Guides was more home economics-based. Like, they were learning more sewing and kind of...
Brownies does the survival stuff. I did brownies. Girl Scouts is the cookies and all that stuff or whatever. But brownies, you do get to do the survival stuff. But also, it's like, to me, I just feel like, okay, create something new then. Instead of trying to, it's like, I don't want to see a woman in the NBA. Like, you know, that's what the NBA...
Well, they have the WNBA.
Exactly. That's my point. And I don't want to see a man in the WNBA. So it's just like when you see like those transvestites that are beating the hell out of girls in UFC.
I'm just going to ask you
about
Yeah, to me, that's fucked up.
I don't want to get beat up by no...
Like, it was like the one...
I know my strength.
It was like the one weight... Like, yeah, it was something like that. Like fucking, like, like, not UFC, but like, you know, fighting type shit or something. It was like the one girl who was like...
Cracked her skull or something.
Like, won this massive competition and she was... like whatever.
Well, I think with UFC,
transgender to some degree.
I think with a lot of that stuff, it boils down to testosterone levels. Yeah. And with women, they naturally have a lower testosterone level than men. So in those sports, I think those people, if they transition out, they have their testosterone levels have to be within those levels, right? So it's not like they can compete and still have the testosterone of a man. They have to be taking the drugs so that their testosterone is coming down.
However, think about it.
To the level of a woman.
It's different if they transitioned when they were like 5 or 6 years old. But if you've been a man until you're like 20 and you know how to scrap and throw down bows, and all of a sudden you want to be a girl now, no matter how much testosterone that's been pulled out of you, you still know a 1-2.
Listen,
like, you know, so
and you still have a certain
some of those
body
women,
profile.
like I watched that UFC, like let's be honest, though, like man or woman, some of those girls, sex doesn't matter. They'll fuck you up regardless of what your sex is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some of them are straight up.
And I agree with you, but then this bears this question: is it okay for a guy to hit a girl then?
Depends on the situation. If he's defending himself.
Yeah, that's different. For girls, like just
We're not talking about that. Like the girls coming
just
at
straight
you
up
with like a
boxing in the
fucking
face,
broken
then no,
bottle
what
or
the
something.
fuck?
Yeah, okay,
If
sorry,
we're gonna
I'm
speak
getting the fuck
equality,
away.
then
Listen,
But if we're
I'm
talking
just gonna walk
hands on
straight up
hands,
and just like
Yeah,
box him in the
that's
face.
different.
No, like
Like-
come on now.
okay.
It's not right. It's not right to hit anybody for
Exactly.
for no reason. Like,
So a guy shouldn't be going into a some sort of league that's
Yeah.
representing female excellence and being
Yeah.
able to pummel the shit out of
Straight
them.
up. I just feel like they should either
But
have
they're
Or
their
lift
own
more weights
league,
than them, or
have
whatever.
your own
Yeah.
That's
league,
not
or
cool.
still be able to fight men as a transgender. That's how
Yeah,
I
that
look
would
at
be
it. It's like,
interesting.
why not still be able to fight guys? Like, that's
Exactly.
how I look at it.
That'd
like,
be interesting.
you know,
Exactly.
so-
That's
No, I
exactly
feel
what
you.
I don't
said.
want to fight no. Like I was in a unisex bathroom and I had like this. It was like 3 of them, these tall Jamaican trannies or whatever, and they're ready. Like, what's she looking at me for? And they're like, I'm like, yo, they have these deep voices. They're all dressed up in their heels and stuff. I'm like, you're like 7 feet tall. I know my
but
strength. Like
it's a
I'm
unisex
totally not
washroom,
gonna.
though, you
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like-
those are dangerous as well too. Because
for me, it's more dangerous. Like I don't like unisex washrooms
It's a
because I don't want to be
scary situation
smelling.
here.
I don't want to
It
be
really
smelling
was
what
like-
you say, like the same shit that ladies. You know, something like I'm being like,
I
damn,
don't
man,
know,
she
man.
did
I like
that?
unisex
Fuck.
washrooms,
Like,
especially in nightclubs.
you like
I
them?
don't. Not,
Seven
not
night,
in,
seven
not
night
in,
club.
Okay.
No, it's entertaining.
I don't feel like there should be unisex.
Like I don't want to hear
Yeah.
the coke being done and the.
You
I don't
men's
think
wa-
unisex
men's
washroom
washroom?
should be in a club. That's just like asking for a Me Too moment.
Bitches
Like,
having
the club,
sex
the
in the
people are
unisex
drunk and high.
bathroom.
Like that's the
But
worst.
you know what's
thing
fucked
you
up?
possibly do
I don't
something
think
like
Seven may have ever had this. Like, they might have had a
that. I've never been
situation.
to Seven.
Seven, yeah, it's swallowable.
Was that the one where they had like the
Top
all
off?
black
Was that-
stalls
Can I
or
get
the
a
red
top
stalls
off?
or whatever?
Yeah, but it was unisex.
Pause.
Yeah, yeah,
Was
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Can I
yeah.
get a
I know what
top
you're
off?
talking about.
Oh,
Pause.
especially talking about unisex washroom. Fucking.
But yeah, like unisex washrooms have existed for a while.
I'm a
Like
sailor,
we're talking
babe.
about the
You
Turono,
lost
the
my
famous club
life.
back in the day. Like they had a unisex washroom. But what you were saying is true. There was definitely a lot of sex going on in
Of
those
course.
washrooms. I'm sure there was a lot of sexual
Like if I
assaults
want to
going on in
go and
those
like you know
washrooms.
like I don't want to see a dude when I'm like fixing my G string or this or that.
All
Like,
right,
I don't want
I
you
feel you.
there.
Thanks,
like,
bro.
I feel you, I
we
feel
can
you.
link outside the washroom.
My thing is though, like personally, like if I go into Tim Hortons and I gotta take a piss in the woman's wash or like the guy's washroom's full in the woman's
Yeah,
washroom, like
I'll
I'm
do
going
that.
in. If it's a
Yeah.
single stall, like I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. I'm just going in, I'll lock the
Yeah,
door.
that's
Yeah, that's
different.
whatever.
You know what I
That's
mean?
different.
To me, it don't matter though, man. It's just a washroom.
Yeah, I
you
don't
know what
mind
mean?
unisex washrooms. I never had an issue with them.
Because
But
you're mad.
I could. I was about to say,
But
I
the
can
women
get
female, I
you.
don't feel
Yeah,
comfortable.
but what
that's
if you
what I
have
was gonna say.
diarrhea and the
I'm a
girl
man.
you're trying to
I'm a man,
smash
so
on
I
all
can
night was
get
in the
your
bathroom too?
perspective, you know,
Like
I
I
get it
remember
for
one
your
time I
perspective.
And you had
what was that
diarrhea.
place by Lansdowne and Bloor where I first met you when Freddie did his show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
and
place.
there was like the women's washroom. I don't know what these girls are doing there, fighting or something. So I'm like, let me go in the men's washroom. And I didn't think anybody was in there. And I go inside and hear hello. And I was like, what the? And there's like a guy taking a shit in the stall. And he's full having a conversation with me. And I'm like, this is. I just
This
wanted
is
to
so
fix
weird.
myself for my performance
Yeah.
or whatever. And I'm like, this is awkward. He's like, how are you doing? You performing today? And I'm like, full on having a conversation. I'm like, am I bothering you? He's like,
Yo.
not at all. Like,
Yo,
I have the best
Men would love-
conversations when I'm on the shit.
Men would love women to come into the men's
Most
washroom.
while
people
you're
think
taking a
it's weird.
shit.
Yeah, men would love that.
Yo,
They don't
Like,
feel-
feel like
I
was
love
very
talking on
weird.
the shitter.
Yo, do y'all have like the those
Nothing
attendants that
better.
hand you the paper towels in the female
Yeah.
washroom?
Yeah.
Because like, do you feel obligated to tip them?
No, I always
Not
tell
with
them.
paper towel. Like,
I
you're
always
taking
tell
your
them.
perfume or your candy, sure, but paper towel.
Okay.
You're not gonna take all the paper towel out of this dispenser and then tell me that I have to pay you afterwards.
No,
Like,
as soon as I spot them when I'm coming in, I just try to befriend them. I'm like, oh, hey, man, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't have money to give you tonight, but you don't have to wash my hands for me, and you don't have to hand me nothing. I'm like, but you're my man, all right?
I'll come out with like toilet paper
And then
from the
we're good.
bathroom. Like I'm good. I got toilet
Then
paper.
go
I
blow
don't-
a line in the back. Go blow a line in the stall.
In
and
Cuba, you
fucking-
gotta pay for toilet paper in
That's
some
crazy.
public washrooms. Eh? Like,
That's crazy.
there's an attendant waiting for you, and
That's
she'll
a-
give you.
I want to
give
go
you
to
a bunch,
Cuba,
yo.
but I don't know about all of that.
Oh man, it was
I
fun.
know,
It was
but
lit,
I
bro.
pay
I
for my
loved.
toilet paper.
I fucking
Like that.
loved Cuba, man.
I might as well just
Yeah.
bring it with me.
Yeah,
you can do that
absolutely.
too.
You can do that.
I'll
Bring
bring
a
it.
backpack with you. Absolutely. Bring
I'm
salt
gonna
with
bring
you.
it from Canada.
Listen,
Yeah.
bring ketchup with you. Bring some salt and pepper with you. Bring all the condiments with you.
I don't even eat all
They got
that.
catsup. They don't have ketchup down there.
Catsup?
Yeah, they
So
don't.
what's that?
It's like generic ketchup or something. I don't
What's
know.
wrong with that?
They had Frank's Red Hot.
Listen, the way our condiments taste,
No, they didn't.
it's not how their condiments taste.
Okay.
Their
No,
condiments
it's not.
don't taste like.
See, I'm part Cuban, And apparently we don't have spices. I've never
Yeah.
actually been to Cuba.
Yeah.
But it's because we don't do the import-export.
Exactly.
No, exactly,
The
because
trading,
of the
the trading
US.
isn't the same.
However, Cuba has the number 3 healthcare system in the world.
Yep.
You could be poor on the street and your teeth are lit, your
And they'll
body
help
is
you
healthy
out.
and everything.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
they got dental care, healthcare, everything is free out there. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor or a homeless
Yo,
person on
This
the
is
street.
why the CIA wanted to kill Fidel Castro.
Of course, everything about Fidel, like the like growing up for me is like, especially being in school and hearing people like like talk down on Fidel and be
Yeah.
Cuban, and I'm like we don't look at him
Yeah.
like that. Like
Yeah.
he protected us from whatever it was that the Americans were trying to bring into us and corrupt the system. Same thing like with Gaddafi.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like it's America will paint this picture that these dictators, so to speak, are monsters, but really it's like we're trying to preserve the culture within our
Exactly.
country or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with culture. Like we live in this day and age now where people are like, oh, I don't see color. Like when you look at me and you tell me you don't see a black girl, if you're gonna tell me that, you're a liar.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like when you go shopping, you buy a red shirt or a pink shirt or whatever the case is. You're not just like, hey, I'm just picking up random. I'm gonna wear blue, green, and orange together.
You're trying to
Yeah.
style that
Right.
shit.
Exactly. When you buy a
You have
pit bull,
taste.
it's like I want a blue nosed dog, or you know what I mean? I want a black dog, or this and this. So why when it comes to people, we don't see color, we don't see culture, and we're trying to like blend everything in together. And it's like once we learn how to embrace these different cultures, like Cuba might not have the best food, but it has
Right.
some beautiful women and some
Absolutely.
great ass island. There's different
Some of the
aspects.
nicest beaches in the world.
But I heard the
Straight
best
up.
food is off the
A
resort.
rich history.
Of course.
Do you know what's a
Yeah,
great
so-
thing about Cuba? It's a place you can go and you don't see skyscrapers as soon as you land.
Yeah.
You go to
Exactly.
fucking Egypt and there's skyscapers,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Egypt
Like
is not the
traveling the
same.
world
Oh
and
my
learn
God.
about history, and everywhere you go
Yeah.
there's fucking banks and
Yeah.
Yeah.
all this
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Like
Egypt
nah,
went
like
to the
you go to
shits
Cuba,
right now.
like
Yeah.
Now you go to
it's old crumbling
Cuba
cities
and,
that
yeah.
are made to live.
Exactly.
You got
be lived
Columbus
in right
cities,
now.
but It's
Yeah.
also
It's
it's also
fucking
very Spanish and very
ama-
African.
Exactly.
But it's just very human.
Well, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't even
It's
know.
human.
Like 80% of the Cuban population is Afro-Cuban.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
they
Yes.
recognize
they don't
that.
show that.
Yeah,
on
they never
the
show that
commercials
stuff.
and
No.
all that stuff. Like you think
But the
everybody looks like
people-
J Lo, but when
yeah.
you go there, like oh shoot. Same thing with Brazil, Puerto
Yeah.
Rico, all those
Yeah.
places. It's like it's a very strong Afro Latino
Oh,
community or whatever.
Brazil's massive. Like
Brazil.
people don't
Yeah.
really recognize or don't really state that like Brazil took more slaves than any country in
Yeah.
the world.
Mm-hmm.
They got
You know what I mean?
the
And most,
population
Yeah.
yeah.
out there.
Brazil, like you said, a good 80 to 90%
Yeah.
of that population is African in Brazil.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
It's
they
like
don't
that's
show
just,
you that.
we gotta learn how to embrace. I mean, it's a sad history, yes, but now we gotta learn how to pick the good parts of
Yeah.
each different culture. Every culture,
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever it created, you know what I mean. I'm here because of
Yeah, all
whatever
of
the
that.
result is.
No
Would I
doubt.
like things to be different, of course, but I'm here now, so it's like. Do I denounce my Latino roots because I was a descendant of this, that, and the other?
Yeah.
Do I denounce my Caribbean roots because I didn't straight come from Africa? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's just like, or we just learn how to embrace all these different
Yeah.
aspects of it because in this day and age, we've created a whole new culture. It's
Yeah,
not even
exactly.
what it was
Yeah.
300 or 400 years
It's
ago.
about what it is
Yeah.
now,
Exactly.
and that's why I always like try to be really careful when I use the word America because we live in America. We don't live in the United States of America.
We live in
America
North
goes from the
America.
top of Canada
Yeah.
to the bottom of South America,
Exactly.
and the actual word America means new world.
Right.
And if you think about all the hands that were here to help create
Right.
this new world after the old inhabitants were
Yeah.
eventually wiped out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wow.
it's every race of people that exists today. You can see
Prior
it
to
in some fashion form, you know?
1857, we lived in Hudson Bay Co.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
It's still
what
the
is
Americas.
the Americas when they named it on a map? It was called Americas, the New World. that's what America means in
Central,
Spanish.
North,
If you look
South,
at old
all of it.
European maps,
Yeah, of course.
we were Hudson Bay Co.
But what they called
That's
this
what we're
hemisphere, what they called
marked
this
as.
hemisphere was America, not necessarily what they called particular Canada.
Did they really go by hemispheres?
Yeah,
so
so
much
fucking.
back
They
then?
didn't really know it was here, right? So when they discovered it, they called it America. The New
That's why
World.
they call it the West.
The Western Hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
Know what the Midwest is.
And we're really young in comparison to a lot of European
Very much
stuff.
so.
Yeah.
You know, like our history is 400 or 500 years for say the non-native stuff, and
Right.
there's people who live in stuff that's been in a mountainside that's been etched out and been a home there for 1,500 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like 400 or 500 generations of families have lived in that house. You
Of
know what I
course.
mean?
That is so
So-
sick.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that's
crazy when you
human.
think about time, right?
That's what being human is. Like
Exactly.
that's what's like.
What about if you're a nomad?
And you just drift. You just drift.
Well, the thing is, I mean,
There's
something
different
that
ways
a
of
lot of
living.
people don't realize,
Yeah.
and this is like, if me and my friend on Facebook, we go back and forth at it all the time because he's very into the native studies. And
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, a lot of people don't realize the natives weren't like these red-skinned Indians that
Yeah.
we're seeing today. They were dark-skinned indigenous people.
Yeah.
So the Olmecs were actually the first settlers in North America, and they're black. The
Yeah.
Louisiana Moors. So when you say that, and it's like, if you get technical, like, it's like how do I explain it? It's like, the world that we live in right now, it's like the stories that we were told growing up are it's all garbage.
It's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
Like, we gotta just dispel everything that we thought we knew in elementary school and go relearn stuff for ourselves, because all the information is there. And that's where it's like, sometimes I'll be arguing with people and I'm like, why am I arguing with you? Like, I'm not talking with opinion. I'm talking like actual facts here.
Well, that's the saddest part, is that basic history is all lies. So once you try to start to talk about actual things and actual history, a lot of people who are very simple-minded just shut you off. It's like you're a conspiracy theorist, because the three most simple things that actually are lies in human history, most people just assume is truth. Like, one example, let's use Christopher Columbus. You know what I mean? There's people who shut you off in an argument or a comment, even though it's proven. You know what I mean? But it's like this, you just fed false bullshit history. If you even think about what actually happened and look at the fucking evidence of the planet and how things have evolved and what comes from what and all that, you just looked at it like you're like nuts almost. Like, by majority of people, it's like you're a conspiracy theorist. It's like, no, I just literally looked at history. Like
I'd rather
there's no conspiracy.
The
conspiracy is why are we all lied to fit this certain mold of the world? And that's why I personally believe society, it always has been, and it is to this day, being pushed in a certain direction. Like, this shit doesn't just happen by chance, bro.
Well, that being said, I want to send a huge shout out to Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, because based on what you're saying, like, he actually has a book. There's a book by a man, he's from Guyana. It's called They Came Before Columbus. And I had an opportunity to read that when I was really early in my 20s. So I read about the Olmecs. And, I've seen a bunch of other people. Olmecs are the gods that, in Mexico, early inhabitants believed. And you can look at the statues and definitely see that, they had African
that's what they keep shooting off our noses on all the statues, because your nose gives away everything. Like, okay, that's a brother.
But definitely check out that book, or check out Dr. Ivan Vance. It's called They Came Before Columbus. But the actual guy who wrote his name's Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. He talks a lot about that, people who came before Columbus. And there's a lot of things, like even the name California, believe it or not, comes from the story of an African woman who was like a queen who had like a bunch of, I think it was like a love story or something, you know what I mean? Almost like the Queen of the Damned with Aaliyah is almost based on her and whatnot. The name California comes from a black princess, who inhabited that part before, the Spaniards came.
Most of the places in America, like Manhattan and all those places,
they were all native names.
All like native
Missouri,
names, but, like,
Tallahassee,
you
those
still
are all
have the
native
black
names.
Indians. That
Canada is Canada.
Exactly.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Mississauga, all that stuff,
Spadina,
man.
whatever how you pronounce
Kelowna, all that shit, man. Manitoba, Winnipeg.
Toronto.
We would, you see, like some European would just come up with any. Hey, let's call this shit Winnipeg. Why? I don't fucking know Winnipeg. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was already named, man.
Which is
absolutely.
Like, it's just so fucked up, bro.
At this point, it's like when people are like, oh, I didn't learn that in school. Like, to me, that's no excuse. School to me was just daycare. You had to go so your parents could work and do stuff. Now as an adult, you have like the same time that you're spending on Facebook and responding to status and stuff. Like, sometimes people ask questions and I'm just like, yo, like, like you, and I'm just like, just Google this. Like, if you're here, just Google it. Like, he likes terrorizing people, but there are some people who literally do not.
Oh, you got a free. We literally like.
For that.
Hey, y'all remember when we were kids? When we were kids, we had these guys who would come to our door like, hey, you want to buy this encyclopedia set?
Right.
Now we got this shit's called Encyclopedia Google a motherfucking Kana. You can find anything you want on that shit if you know how to look. All you got to do is find it, because they always have to cite the sources. You can click on that shit and go down some deep holes and really find some stuff out. It's not always true what they say on Wikipedia. You got to go
Wikipedia's mad.
Do enough search, like you can.
It's
I'm
all
not saying
there.
take the first page. Like I usually go down a couple pages, go through different things, and then start. Certain things, like the world that we live in, everything is common sense. So it's like you get the information, you don't have to take it verbatim, but once you decipher certain things that make sense to you, like the world is not that complicated. We make it so complex, but it's really not.
We're sold an image that things are so much more complex than they really are. Because if you're too busy trying to figure out the most simple of things, then you're never going to look at anything that's being, like, it's like the wool in front of your eyes. And there's mad simple shit happening to people, have been happening to people. A massive agenda, once again, goes to that. But,
I'm going to remind
people are just so dumb.
This man loves his conspiracies.
But no, it's not even
most conspiracies aren't conspiracies.
I love them too. I'm just
like,
getting
actually, you know what? I've just been.
I respect that because you called it a conspiracy, and that's what it is. The issue is that many people attach the word theory to conspiracy,
Right.
And
Right.
Put it this way: the way I look at any social injustice, anything where I think could someone else have had involvement, you know, a CIA, something.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is the same way that the government would look at me.
Right.
If I fucking walked out of a park and fucking some woman was just brutally beaten 5 minutes before and I had my bandana on and shit, they're going to be like, oh, that dude did it. You know what I mean? Conspiracy to fucking rape, whatever. And they're going to press me, and now I have to prove my innocence. Well, that's all I do. Anytime I present a conspiracy,
Right.
just prove the innocence in it.
Exactly.
That's such
Yeah.
a
And if you have
like,
enough,
just don't argue with emotions. Like, give me facts. Like, I'm all about facts. Like, once you
as soon as you have enough evidence, it's no longer
straight up
conspiracy theory. It's
exactly.
a conspiracy, and now
just
you have
give
to
me
prove
facts
what's.
and tell me where I can go do my own homework.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take. I'll hear what you have to say. And then whether I have my beliefs or not, even if I think I'm right, I'm still gonna go do a little fact checking because there's some truth to everything. So it's like, why did this person, like, for example, the world being flat or round?
I just started to understand
Tell me
this.
you're not a flat earther.
I'm not, but you know what?
I
You know
am
what?
to a certain degree because I don't, like, maybe it's the Simpsons, that Simpsons movie corrupted me. I do believe we have this dome. I don't believe that it's like this. How do I explain it? I believe
Like, it's a dome over us? Like, it's the ozone layer.
Whatever you want to call it.
I
believe
you know
that
it
there
as.
is the edge of the earth because we always talk about it.
Right.
And there's
Well, why can't flight routes?
What?
Why can't planes fly like?
Right.
If,
Thank you. I had a pilot break it down to me. He's like, it's not that, like, when you're going to, let's say, Africa, and they make you go zoom, 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 so they can make it look more complex than it really is. But really, all you got to do is go like this to certain places. So it's like, why is that? And then why is there certain places on the quote-unquote edge of the earth that we're not allowed to access?
You're
What
not
the
allowed
hell
to
is
go to
out there?
Antarctica.
Right. Why?
Why?
You can't claim it. You can't do nothing over there.
Well, I have a
All right,
theory
no,
as to
hold
why
on,
you
hold
can't.
on,
Okay,
hold on.
All right, proceed.
If I'm in fucking California, the
Yeah.
west coast of the states,
Right,
why can
right.
I not take a 3-hour flight across the ocean
Right.
to go to Australia? Why do I have to take
Oh,
a 25-hour flight all the way the opposite way
Because it
across the
doesn't
world?
take 3 hours to fly to Australia from California. It takes a
Pacific?
hell of a long motherfucking
How long
time.
does
And
it
because
take?
there's
How
no
long does it take to fly across that thing
I
of
think at
ocean?
least 14 hours.
But they
at
don't fly
least.
across the ocean. They
No,
fly
they
the
don't.
other way.
They go
Right, and do you want to know why
Around
they
the
fly? They
continents.
fly
So there's no
around.
land?
You want to know why they
There's
fly
no land,
around?
so they crash?
Exactly, because if they run out of fuel,
Great
they have some
theory.
issues.
The amount
like,
of water, the amount of actual water that is, there's other flights in the world that take those flights, so that's
Right.
a poor excuse.
Oh, man.
It's not that big of a body. I mean, it's big.
The Pacific is massive.
Yeah, but you're going.
Massive.
That's why I say California, because you're on par. Equator-wise, you're close. So all you have to do is a straight flight. You're not crying.
A lot of
go
these flights are
diagonally across
unnecessary.
the
Like,
ocean.
the way that they're making it
Our-
go. Like, I had an actual pilot break it down, and once he said that, it made me look at the world
Differently.
Okay.
It's
differently.
weird,
So
man.
we look at we have
But do you know
these
what-
traditional
hold on.
maps that we look at, and they're sized a
bullshit.
certain way. They're absolutely fucking bullshit.
They're
Because you look at it and be like, oh, the Pacific Ocean's about as big as the Atlantic Ocean. No, the Pacific Ocean is the world's biggest ocean, and it is fucking massive. There isn't very much between like Asia to Australia to like Papua New Guinea and Fiji and a few of those
There's not
islands
a
to
lot of
us.
land.
There's not a lot of shit
Right.
there. Hawaii and then
No, it's
like
water.
at least like 3,000 kilometers to Hawaii, and
Would
then
you
maybe like
rather
another
be in a
3,000
plane
to
that
Australia.
crashes into a body of water or into the pavement in a building?
It's pretty close.
I would rather go with the water. So that's a pretty poor
I
excuse.
don't know.
in my
Technically
opinion.
speaking, it seems close. It's just what's in between.
But Australia is also
That's
down
a-
there. That's
that's a real
Asia.
map.
That's what I said. Asia's close to Australia.
That's no,
But
that's
is that,
Asia,
is that
right?
the
But
real
isn't-
map of
I
the
don't know.
world? 'Cause
I'm just
remember,
wondering.
the real map of the
Yeah,
world.
I'm
just
is
wondering.
everything that we learned.
There's
is
one
corrupted.
other thing that
But is North
recently-
America actually that close to Asia at the tip?
At the tip, yes.
Yes.
Between Alaska and
So,
Russia,
so
yes.
why is it not a 5-hour or a fucking 2-hour flight to fucking?
Asia is technically Africa. It's like,
Like-
what is
Yeah.
it, like East Africa or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Right
Europe?
up here.
Kind of. Well, Europe's technically.
Well,
Like if you
Asia.
look at it in the actual, I can't remember.
And why
what it-
every time you look at a flat map, does the
Yeah.
flat map start with North America on this side? Have you ever noticed it doesn't ever start with like Europe on this side and then it goes to? It's always that same structure. The same
I've seen
structure
somewhere
you
it's
can't
half and
fly
half.
across.
I've seen somewhere it's like half of North America is here, half North America is here, and like Asia and Africa.
What
was kind
I
of in
But
there.
they
learned
split
in
it up
school is
differently.
pretty much like,
but
okay,
generally, anyone you look
the
at.
concept of the globe, like this is where they got the whole world is round from, is that in the 1960s or some crap like that, whatever, they came up with a globe.
Right.
Nobody knew where this globe
They've
came
had
from.
globes.
They just slapped the globe
Stone?
together.
Sorry.
Like,
Oh,
they just
yeah.
slapped the globe together and said, okay, like, I remember up until maybe 2012.
Grab the rest.
Yeah, that's when the globes, like, in schools and stuff came out.
They had globes
Yeah.
long before that.
No,
though.
in actual schools, though, with the actual, like, for example, when I was in elementary school, I couldn't find my country on the map.
Right.
My country existed. Why
Right.
the hell is it not on the globe?
Yeah.
Right.
So that shows
wow.
me that this is just somebody, like, who, it's only maybe the last 5 or 10 years that I've been able to find Nevis, because it's just a dot
Yeah.
on the map. So my thing is, if...
But did it go under a different name or?
No, it just wasn't there.
Okay.
Like, we just
That's
didn't exist.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, you know, the map time school, like, what is it, geography class, and everybody, hey, I'm from here, I'm from there, and I can't find me.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, how can I believe this? If you guys are going to make a globe of the world, and all these countries exist, why would you leave out certain things just because it doesn't fit into your little bubble or your box?
Yeah.
So then that's what, when I started, when they were taking it, they're like, literally, somebody just came up with the concept of a globe, and that's where we started getting the idea that the world was round.
Right.
There's no
History,
actual, like,
history was
reason
wrote by
behind
those
it.
who
It's
hung
like-
heroes.
None of us have ever really traveled, like all this space travel and stuff. None of us have really ever traveled out to space to say, yeah,
And-
we've seen the other round planets.
and one other
stuff.
thing.
We just have to go with what they tell us.
So you're
Yo.
saying like my man Galileo
Hold on.
wasn't
You can fly from Los
conceiving
Angeles
this
to China?
shit.
Hold on.
And
But
the
didn't he just drop,
Egyptians.
like,
Dustin.
But the Egyptians are different.
I have
Like
one
the
more
Egyptians,
thing.
did they say the world was round? I don't know. They built the pyramids.
They
And we
understood
still can't figure out
mathematics.
how they built the pyramids.
Yeah.
with
Oh man,
mathematics. and
Egyptians is a
understand-
whole
With
other
math,
thing.
okay, so 1 + 1 = 2, and it built a pyramid.
No, but
No.
you gotta understand. You gotta
Bro.
understand like solar. You know, what I'm saying like
Bro.
revolutions around the sun and gravity and things of that
Okay,
nature.
but how did they get to the top of the
Egyptians
pyramid?
is a whole
That's the only thing I
nother
wanna
yo.
know.
It's a whole nother conversation.
What crane?
That's
were
an
they
episode
using?
long
We
conversation.
need a lot more weed before we can get into the
But
Egyptians
yo,
conversation.
another thing I
We
want
can
to
really
say,
get into
in the
shits
credit
with
to
it.
Flat Earth though. Now I'm
Right,
taking this
right,
from
right.
Lord Jamar.
Okay.
But Lord Jamar is one of those dudes
Shout out Lord Jamar.
who will shit on an idea he thinks is stupid.
Yeah.
And once he's well researched in it, he'll give a fair opinion.
Right.
And I watched him get converted to not a flat earther, but a potential one. And when I
Yeah.
listened to the research that he did, some of the shit, man, like, yo.
Yeah.
Now, me, I'm not going to quote this verbatim because, for one, I didn't do this research. But
Yeah.
this is on Lord Jamar.
Take this jacket out. Yeah.
But gravity has never been scientifically proven. It's just a theory.
Exactly. All this stuff that we learned.
So
is
what?
we were
Density?
told,
So
like-
density is technically gravity.
Yeah.
Is that a theory in itself?
Well,
Well,
density
density
is density is
exists, it does.
scientifically proven.
Yeah. But this room is dense with
But
air,
gravity
but we can't measure
has
it.
never been scientifically proven. It's a theory.
Yeah.
It was crafted as a theory, and it's never actually been proven since in all these years.
Most of the stuff that we believe in is like, who told us?
Somebody.
Like, it's just stuff
So
that
how
we were taught
shoddy-
in school, and
Yeah.
that, it's like Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
We all believed
Yeah.
that until we were like, okay,
Yeah.
let's try something different
Yeah.
now. Or somebody put a thought in our head that's like, hey, like there's this book that I read called "Is Adam Black or White?" and it's by Dr. Reverend Malachi,
Yeah.
and it combined the religious.
Malachi York.
Yes. And
Oh,
it's-
you need to watch out. You need
Yeah.
to watch out reading Malachi York.
Nah, man, it combines.
Do you know
religious-
who Malachi York is?
Of course I do.
You know where he's at right now?
I think he's out right now, but he was in prison
You
for
know.
being with an underage girl.
Man,
Out of them, but proceed.
the number one attack,
That's a whole
first
other
of all, of a
conversation.
freedom
Right.
fighter
But what I-
is sexual misconduct.
If we get into like Malachi
case.
York and shit.
The thing is,
Tupac
like,
went to jail for what?
exactly. I'm like, if you really dig into
awesome.
every
Boy.
single person's past, we all got some skeletons in our closet that people can.
Listen, I
probably
know
be
some
like,
people
hey.
been
No, but some
down
shit's
to
just
Atlanta,
straight up
down to
made
the
up about
pyramid and
people
shit.
who
They've
are
been
powerful.
fucked up because of what happened to him, man. Like I know some people that they're
But
still a
here's the
little
thing,
fucked
it's
up.
just like there's people
with
that have been fucked
Malachi
up by
York
Christianity.
shit.
There's people
Yeah.
that have been fucked up by a
whole
Muslim,
bunch of
being
shit.
Muslim or
Yeah.
Buddhist. or
I
this
know,
or that.
but he's
It's
making
how
some
deep
wild
you
claims.
choose- But it's how deep
Yeah.
you choose to go into it. Just
I
because
feel
somebody
you, I
gives
feel
you
you,
a
I
theory
feel you.
doesn't mean that you have to become a follower.
I feel
Like when
you.
I read that book,
Yeah.
it made me look at, and I'm probably
Oh, there's some
going to read
truth
it
in
again
it.
today.
Some truth in
The
it.
thing is, it's not even about the truth. It's between. Sorry, I have allergies.
Everything is two
Between
perspectives.
that
really.
book and the Celestine Prophecy,
Right.
it made me have a different understanding for people. There's certain people I can't even argue with anymore because
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
like, you're vibrating on this frequency,
Yeah.
It doesn't
and
matter.
you're never going to be able to understand what it is
Yeah.
I'm saying because I see the world in a different
Different way.
So it's not that I'm right and it's not that you're wrong.
Yeah.
It's just that we are not
Perspective.
having this
Yeah.
right. And once people understand that, because it's like a lot of arguments can be resolved. It's like, okay, if you grew up and everything in your world was black and white, and you grew up and everything in your world was colored.
Right.
You can't explain color to somebody who's
exactly.
never.
No, a broken
that's one
clock's
thing
right
that
to
I always
say, right?
That's the one
Right.
thing I always say to people when I use for an example of just people. You are only as smart as what you've been taught.
Exactly.
And that's it. And
Exactly.
if all you've ever been taught is bullshit, then that's only as
Exactly.
smart as you are.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's funny because that example is one that I've always come up with. I use
Yeah.
to people because it's stupid, but it's simple and gets the point across. Is if I had a kid and I left it locked in a fucking cellar for 18
Exactly.
years of its life, and it's the whole time I taught him the sky is fucking green,
Yeah.
the grass is orange, and pavement is purple. He would come out that day and. If he was in a conversation, really be
Right.
fucked up.
Right.
Because he'd be like, no, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like what people have with colorblind because of the signals, the way it sends the, you know what I mean? They can't differentiate certain
Exactly.
colors. But you're only as smart as you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of colorblind, can we all agree that a man, motherfucking Mike Stone to the left of me, is definitely colorblind and fucked up, rocking the other side today? Like,
No, man, make some noise.
like,
Fucking.
he's
Oh,
like
I
the
didn't even
Warriors.
see that.
What is going on here?
Why not?
We're in the playoffs right now.
Stone
We're not only in the playoffs, we're in the finals, and this guy's repping for the other side. He's repping the ops right now.
Yeah, but if
My
that's
man's
his team,
repping the
that's
ops.
his team, bro.
Shit, bro.
Listen, I rep the Yanks, you know what I'm saying? But
I
I don't
rep
rep
the
the
Yanks,
Yanks
too.
But if it's playoff time and they're against the Jays, fuck the Yanks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, because I don't care
it's
about
my whole
sports, so I
team.
do that too. But yo, basketball,
Yeah.
Celtics is my team, yo. Like
Yeah,
Celtics and the
too,
fucking
man.
Raptors going at it.
You
I
look like a
love the
Celtics fan.
when
I'm
they
sorry,
finally
bro.
brought their-
You look like the type of
their big
motherfucker
guys
who would
happy.
be in Brooklyn with a Celtics jersey.
Dope.
Nah, I wasn't with the
Is it
Brooklyn.
Celtics
Yo.
or Celtics? That's the
Yeah, yeah.
Well, some guys are like the
Larry Bird. You got a Larry Bird jersey, don't you? You scuffed the man's Jordans
but I
with your
had the
bike.
Pierce. I
Larry
had like
Bird was
five.
the shit.
I had five
Larry Bird
versions
was.
of
He
Pierce
was.
though.
He was
Pierce was
That was
the.
when basketball
I had
was just
five
at an
versions.
all-time high.
I had the gray with the round logo, that little,
Yeah.
you know, like limited edition one they did with Reebok.
Pinstriped
That had like, you
and-
know, the classic Reebok, that like the plastic shit
Alright,
ones
there's
that
too
like
much
if someone
talk
put a
about the
flame to
fucking
it,
Celtics.
light
Those
it
in
up.
Africa
The
say, "Go
regular
Raptors."
jerseys. you know what I
Let's
mean?
get back to the Raptors, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
fuck
the
the
Celtics.
Raptors.
Yo, make some noise.
Raptors
for
are
the
the
Celtics.
playoffs.
Make
Let's make some noise to the Raptors because we're in the
Oh,
finals
shit.
and we're gonna fuck up the Warriors tonight.
Stop.
I like the Warriors, but we're gonna
Stole
fuck
from
them up
African shit. How
tonight.
you eat?
Beat up.
We like snap a curry, but we don't fuck with
But now, let's be honest, though, let's be honest for a
curry
second.
in the six.
Let's be honest for a second, though.
The
It's big
Raptors.
things that the
Raptors.
Raptors are doing.
Raptors.
And
What's that?
it's big things that the Raptors are doing. Shout out Kawhi Leonard. He just
course.
bought a house here in the city, so hopefully that
Oh,
means
did
he
he?
signed it. He just did.
Yeah, okay,
He just
good.
did.
I gotta go find
And
where he lives.
shout out all those crazy ass motherfuckers who were brave enough to get up on that cop car and threaten those cops.
Yeah.
Man,
Here's the thing.
That's
It's
some
not
big
even
shit.
bravery. These guys love selling media stories. Where the hell were the cops? Nobody's gonna leave a
They were in their car. They got threatened. So they got out like, oh
Yo,
shit.
but see, do you know what? To me, I love that energy.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to see Adam Sandler Friday, right?
Ooh.
And
At
then
a
it's
medium
at
pace?
it's at the Molson Amphitheater, so it has to
Yeah.
be done by 11. So by the time I'm getting out, I can get to Jurassic Park. By the time it's finishing,
Yeah.
hopefully they win, and it's a mob.
Oh,
and
you'll
I
be
can-
right there.
I can enjoy the
Hopefully.
energy.
You'll be
right?
right there.
But
3-1.
as much as I love the energy, the one thing I say about it though is it's fucking stupid. You couldn't
Sorry,
get
man.
that amount of people to act like that and cause public disrupt
Right.
for something that affects their day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Right.
But they'll do it because a fucking sport team, which they
Yeah.
own no percentage of any
True.
of the
Very
franchise
true.
royalty checks and none of that
Yeah.
shit.
Look what
Fucking,
Ford was
like,
doing.
It's crazy.
And nobody even said, well,
It's fucking
protested. And
It's
shit.
fucking bread and circuses, man. That's
Hey,
all
yo,
it is.
imagine if we did that when we found out that like our boys or our homegirls got pregnant. Oh, you pregnant?
Right.
What?
Jurassic
Like,
Park.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
start freaking out and shit like that, like jumping up on
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that'd be a lot of parties then.
Yo.
I know, right?
But I'm saying there's gonna be a lot of kids. There's gonna be a lot of kids in about 10
Oh,
months,
yeah,
9
oh,
months
yeah,
from now.
oh,
Actually,
yeah.
like Kawhi Leonard Miller or Kawhi Leonard
Yeah.
Johnson.
There's
That
Kawhi
name's
and there's Ermias. Those are going to be the
Yeah.
two
I can
big
see-
names
yeah,
in
I
2020
can
for
speak
sure.
on this.
Yeah.
I can speak on
Yeah.
this because
I
my
like that
feminine
move.
name, Kelly,
Yeah, you
was
Feminine
given
name?
to me by my mother, who
That's
in
an Irish thing, though.
1988 had a
Kelly's a feminine
huge.
name?
on
I
Kelly
find it
Gruber.
is. Yeah, she loved Kelly
Ah,
Gruber. And this is
Oh my
before they won the
My
series
guy's got
back to
that
back.
Kelly Gruber.
So then when they won the
Joe
back-to-back
Carter,
series, yo,
Jose Canseco,
fuck
Roberto
with me.
Alomar, Doug
Yeah.
Ellis, 92
Yeah.
was the best.
Juan Guzman.
Drake talk back-to-back. I live
Juan
that.
White.
How come the name Aubrey and Drake didn't pick up on kids?
It probably did.
Nah,
because
you know this.
Brand probably
named
did.
Aubrey.
Yeah,
Brand probably did.
I don't.
Nobody's
10-year
named
reign
their
and those little
man
kids
child Aubrey.
named in your glory.
I'm sure there's a lot of little drinks.
Nah.
I have a little
around
girl
out
that was
there.
named after me. Actually,
That's awesome.
What is it? The owner of Worldwide Entertainment, the UK side, he named his daughter Alicia.
Oh yeah,
Like,
kid.
that's
Wow.
Dope.
That's
Shout out to Worldwide Entertainment
Right?
too.
Yeah.
Kevin's coming through tomorrow for an
Straight up.
interview.
Word, shout them out, man.
Yeah.
Big shout out to
Straight up.
Kev.
Who? What?
What?
No, last part you said
What?
something
scabs?
interview.
Worldwide Entertainment coming through.
Oh, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Oh.
weird. Big.
Yeah, man. So what else is
Yeah,
popping in our crazy
squad.
city, man? Like, I feel like there's a lot going on in the
Nav
city, but I'm
canceled
kind
the
of...
show
Nav had to cancel a show.
because he don't want to compete with the Raptors.
Man, that's love right there,
smart.
Nav.
No, you
Smart
know what?
move, Nav.
Yeah,
You
well,
say
love
If
that's
you're
that's
mad TMZ ain't recognize you and you ain't willing to try to go toe to toe with the Raptors, there's something wrong with you.
He
man.
was really
Like, get
complaining
the
about
fuck
that.
out
That's
of
such
here.
a, that's such a
You need
Canadian
passion.
mentality.
No, there's
That ain't
another group that had to
passion.
cancel the show because there's a big group, rock group that had to cancel the show.
Yeah, because
they
it
were
was
with
at the
ACC.
fucking ACC. That's a little different.
Yeah.
Listen. He knows where his bread and butter is at. He's not going to compete with the fucking Raptors.
What's the
That's
show
stupid,
anyways?
man.
I don't know. I didn't hear about it.
I don't know.
I'm gonna look that up.
Everyone's just going to show up mad late.
I doubt it's at the
anyways,
ACC.
though, so.
Right, Scotia.
Yeah.
No, it's probably
I don't
at
even
like
want
Drake
the Nav
Hotel or
interview.
something.
That's
you know?
bad.
Yo,
How you nav and you doing a show at Drake Hotel?
Yo, that's money.
200
I don't know.
people, man.
If they're paying if they're paying
Can we
25
agree?
each,
That's still
we
not
don't even
that
want
could
the
be
Nav
5 racks
interview.
easy.
We don't want the Nav interview.
Oh,
Stop
God.
this, bro. You don't want that in the next 2 months.
It's the cider.
We gonna want that? Nah, man.
You don't
That's
like
cool.
Nav?
Do your thing.
I don't think I've ever really taken him in. I hear the name. but
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I have, but I
it's
haven't
just
like
trash.
that.
Yeah, that's true.
Now he's got some decent
There's
stuff.
another
Like I heard he's
rapper
good, but
called
it's just
Trash
like the
right now, but-
promo behind it was
Yeah.
just more
Yeah.
like
There's like
Yeah,
guys like
intriguing.
him and like Sean Leon, like they're on like a certain level, and like yo, you guys are dope. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nah.
you guys are at that next level before cresting
Right.
around, but just about to kind of crest
Right.
around.
Yeah.
You know, so I tip my hat to them.
Yeah.
You just hating.
That's
You,
what's up.
you
Right,
hating
it's just
ass.
whack, man. Mike agrees. He
Oh,
just
man.
doesn't say
No,
it
I'm
with
not.
Mike.
You
he's
can't
got
throw a
some-
DJ
he's
under
got
the
some
bus
slaps.
like that. That's
No,
an
no, no,
asshole
no.
move.
There's a lot of stuff I don't like from him, but he's got some dope.
Yeah.
He has some.
I gotta take it.
He has some shit.
Some
Didn't he just
don't
come out with a
want-
#1 album or something? Like he was.
Yeah, for the week.
Number one where?
Okay,
On
Billboard,
Billboard,
right?
yeah.
So,
I think he's
big
like,
things,
was it
man.
85,000?
Something like
for the week
that.
sales?
The numbers we do now are small
Yeah.
comparison, but then you look at like
What was that?
digital
Canada,
numbers
though?
and
Huh?
Was that Canada Billboard?
no,
No,
worldwide.
yes, yeah,
Really?
Worldwide, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't hear about him having
I didn't
number.
Yeah, he had
either.
#1 album for like 1 week.
G Wonder make
Wait,
sure.
when did his album come out though?
A couple months back.
G Wonder loves him.
Okay, I might have been paying
Yeah,
attention.
shout out G
I've been
Wonder.
paying attention to charts for the last few weeks, and
Yeah.
definitely
I don't pay
there's no-
attention to the shirts at all.
I only do through
The charts aren't really a
outlets I
reflection
watch.
of real
They're
life.
not.
Like
I
they're a
get number
reflection
And
of
if
like.
reflections
you
every
follow
fucking
behind
week.
that, like you'll lose your mind trying
Kind
to like
of.
get on the charts and this and that. Not to say it's not a great thing to be a part of it, but if you measure yourself up to these charts,
Yeah.
it's just like when Nipsey, when Cardi B won the Grammy, and I was like, yo, I felt like it should have been Nipsey. And, oh,
Yeah.
you're hating, you're this, you're that, and I'm like, no, like it's when you get like. Imagine if he had won the Grammy and the way that we're seeing him now,
Yeah.
he would have got that spotlight then.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? We were highlighting right now. Where's Cardi?
And Nipsey's album was
she's
fucking
chilling because she
dope.
had liposurgery. Problems,
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like we could have pushed something great.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
And with that being said, it's like so. When I look at it, it's like, okay, do we measure his, because he didn't win the Grammy, that he wasn't
Yeah.
lit? Like, that was one of the, now people are taking it in and listening to the album. It's like, yo, this is lit. Like,
You can look at it that way. You can look at it like that was the realest album to be nominated in the last few years.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
there's been some dope albums, and last year, and I said it on the
True.
show.
Cole has some dope
Rhapsody,
I said
Rhapsody,
last
though.
year, like
Rhapsody's
2018.
album was.
Oh, sorry. Let me. I was saying last year, 2018, like between Nipsey, between Lupe, between
Yeah.
Royce. Like last year had some fucking quality, especially compared to
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
There was top notch
People
quality
been
albums that were
sleeping on
dropped in
dropping this
2018.
year.
But there's a lot of albums.
Yo, that
dropped
Jim
last year.
Jones album though, peep it.
Yeah, I heard it was best.
Yo, it is.
Okay. El
It,
Chapo.
like, yo, I'm telling you, like it's probably his
Listen,
best
I'm
album.
waiting. The album
And
that
it's
I'm
like
waiting
it's
for
like yo, it's like that Dipset shit you love.
The album that I'm waiting
Beat makers
for
were on it. Yeah.
is fucking Joyner Lucas. Everything this kid's dropping right
Yeah.
now is just blowing
He's
him off.
dope.
Even the
Yeah.
track he did with Logic, I was just
Yeah.
like, holy shit. Even
He was
Logic,
dope.
correct.
Isis joined-
What
Isis
he's
joined-
doing.
Isis joined.
Logic is
Yeah,
cheesy
man, what
on
he's
that
doing,
shit,
man, this kid right now, like he's, in my opinion, he's the black Eminem. Like he's Eminem with a little bit of hood soul. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as the patterns and the similes that he's able to do
He's
and the
angry
flows.
and
You know, it's like the emotional and whatnot, but he's got a little bit of hood swag. And I'm like, damn,
I don't see it.
man.
Maybe Eminem post.
I don't mean like the
Post relapse Eminem, yes. He's like the black post relapse.
He raps like him, but he puts
all the
substance
flow.
behind his
Got
shit.
you.
Yeah. I just mean like the flow, not necessarily the subject matter or whatnot, but the cadence, the flow.
But that's still
he's got that hood
That's
swag
still
to
like
him.
older Eminem.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
very like I just
sorry,
don't give a
like,
fuck. No, I'm
more
not talking
recently.
like I just don't give a fuck.
No, he don't rap like that.
Kind of,
No,
man.
he raps more like Rap God Eminem.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, a little bit newer, but
That's what
that
I'm
kid-
saying.
kid's
He's like
talented.
post-relapse Eminem, the black version. I
Wow.
can agree with that.
Yeah, but
But
his
if we're
talent,
gonna
his
talk
subject matter
about-
though,
if
his
we're
subject
talking
matter is
free,
fucking
but I think
nuts.
he's better
Though.
than
I don't think
Yeah,
there is
that's what I'm
one
saying, like,
come
right
out
now, in my
since,
opinion, this kid
because
is-
what I
this
think
kid-
Eminem is an embodiment of the greatness that
Yeah.
people like Big L, Big Pun, Cool G Rap, Master Ace, Redman.
No, I feel you.
He's the embodiment of those. And
I
I don't
feel
think
you.
anyone's done any of those artists
But-
or Eminem better since really Eminem amalgamated
No, I
them.
feel you. But I think what this kid is doing is he's actually taking like that emotion, that frustration, and he's putting it on display to say, yo, as a black rapper, like I'm making myself vulnerable, but I'm making it dope. You know, like he's doing
he's
something
dope.
that like it's something real unique. What this kid's doing, it's like fuck, man. Like unless something happens, he's got next.
It's not about-
you know what I mean. Like
That's
he's
what I
doing
like about
something,
him
man.
is it's
Him and
all it is,
he's
it's
got
just about
substance
the
in his
music.
Denzel
And-
Curry.
Yeah.
There's some hot about Denzel Curry right now. Like he did that Balloons album and he had that one track Clout Cobain, which was fucking phenomenally nuts. And I think, you know what I'm saying, like he's definitely on something right now.
No, do you know with what you said about Joyner and Eminem?
Yeah.
On the split side of it, like we could give him that, but I would also say he's a more intense version of J. Cole.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
And
Jay's
maybe even
really laid
questionably
back.
more lyrical.
Yes, way more lyrical.
Yeah.
Way more
I think
lyrical.
Cole dumbs it down for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. But Cole
Yeah,
is
so you understand
lyrical.
what he's saying.
You know, when you've heard, you know.
Yeah, but Cole's also
But-
got the production tip and the singing tip or whatever. But this kid right now, like he's
Cole's
doing
kinda
what Jay
like a
Electronica
classified
should have
kinda
been doing.
thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm getting
To me,
flashes
I mean,
of Jay Electronica,
Cole
flashes of
is a
M.
different.
Yeah.
How do I explain it? He comes from a different perspective because
He's got an
hood.
old soul.
But there's that, but he's not hood.
Yeah, he's
So-
got a country soul. You know what I mean?
No. But I mean, like, didn't he grow up in the suburbs?
He grew
so
up.
his experience is gonna be different.
Yeah,
it's not that
yeah.
his music isn't dope, but
Yeah.
it's not some. And he's very like honest about it. It's like yo, like somebody from the hood is not necessarily gonna be able to relate to
Yeah.
people on certain
Yeah,
aspects.
yeah.
So when you have like what is it Lucas Joyner?
Yeah, Joyner Lucas,
right?
yeah.
What I'm gathering is like he's like the hood version of J. Cole.
Could be, but
Which is
I
more
think
intense. Like he's got kind of like a Tech Nine
Yeah.
current Eminem kind of
Yeah.
kick to him. You know, like like
I
rapping
don't
really
know
fast.
where
Like
he grew up. The only common thing I see with both of them, they're biracial, and I think Joyner grew up with his mom too,
Okay.
but I'm not sure.
Is Joyner the guy who looks really really white?
No, he's
Nah,
not.
that's Logic.
Logic.
Yeah.
That's
I
Logic.
like
He
actually
it.
looks black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like
you wouldn't know
Logic,
he's
yeah.
biracial, but
well, Joyner, I'd say he looks like really light skinned.
yeah, he's not really that light.
Joyner kind of looks like Dave East.
Yeah.
Without the tattoos.
Yeah.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? He looks similar
Kinda,
to Dave East,
not
I
really.
man.
don't know.
I think I'm using they got like similar haircut, similar. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like
Maybe
yeah.
feature
You know what I mean?
wise,
Fade
but,
and
like, I
whatnot.
definitely
Yeah.
think I think Davies is darker than.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, a little bit.
Probably.
I'm
You
a
see, like,
Joyner,
similarities,
like
though,
beside
man.
Logic, like they didn't look
But
too
regardless,
far.
I'm catching
No,
I'm catching a
Logic's
Jay
like-
There's a
Electronica
medium
meets Eminem
contrast.
vibe from this kid. You know what I mean? And like we know, like Jay Electronica had potential.
Yeah, he
You
did.
know what I
What
mean?
happened to him?
Fuck. As
As
far
long
as
as
I know, he
white as
started
hell.
dating a Rothschild, so he was getting that money, and then I don't know what happened after that.
What
But
the hell? Why would you go into that curse?
man, shit, fuck, billionaire, trillionaire
Kid
family.
from
I
the
don't know.
curse.
He had a kid with Erykah Badu, didn't he?
Release the
Yeah,
flutes
Or
on
they
him.
were together for a while or something. I know they were dating for a
She
while or
has no
something.
kid. She has two. The one for
Andre.
She got the one from Andre. She got the
DOC.
one from DOC.
yeah. I don't
DLC
think that's
too?
anymore.
Yeah, she got a kid from DOC,
Does she
bro.
have a
Girl.
common kid?
I don't, but they were together for a minute. I think
Common.
Common's dating the lady from Jurassic Park from back in the day. At least
Common's
last,
a flirt.
last time I saw her, the,
R. Kelly
the
wrote
white
down
lady
a
from the
flirt
first
about
Jurassic
Common.
Park.
Really?
Yeah.
Common.
Wow.
Common.
Man.
Oh, remember
I
Common
thought you were gonna
Electra?
hide behind this boy.
Yeah.
Man, I get told I look like Common at least like
Yeah.
once a fucking
Yeah.
week. You look like Common.
Nah, man.
Yo, man, on the job when I was working last month, shout out to my homegirl Nikki Chu, by
Maybe
the
a
way.
skinny
But
version
yeah, they're
of
like, yo, you look
fucking
like Common, especially like freshly shaved head,
Wow,
line up.
you know
look
what?
like Common.
cut the beard down a bit.
A little bit.
And, like,
yeah.
add, like, more of a common size to you.
Yeah.
You definitely gotta look like
Yeah,
Common
that
a
could be his
little
body
bit.
double, you know. Put
Like
on
a
some
little bit.
I'll put on some shoes with some, you know.
But he's always smooth as a baby's ass, like everywhere.
Get some
He
freckles.
might have a little goatee, but he's like, it's like baby ass smooth.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maloney's wild with it.
He says
no
well
pause.
shaved.
Yeah. Nah, man. What else?
That was gonna go left for a second, but
Yeah, let's segue this
Yeah.
shit onto something else, man. What else is popping?
ladies,
What else
you want a
crazy?
clean ass to lick, holla at Common.
Oh God.
Wow.
Wow.
This is slandering motherfuckers right now,
Where's
eh?
it coming
Like,
from?
Wow.
It's
I
probably
need to do
Brazilian
more
waxed on the daily.
Oh my.
Oh man. That's common thing.
yeah. Yo, they just had the Roots
He used to
picnic
love it
last
till the
week, the
wax
20th
came.
anniversary of the wasn't it
Really
Things
hot
was
in
it
this
Things
place.
Fall Apart album?
Yo, I
Dope
love
album.
Common, by the way.
Yo, Common's dope.
Common's mad dope.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
It's like mad dope.
He went through a few transitions.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, but you know
I
what?
like the first shot, man.
The first Common,
Common
Can I
said-
Borrow
I
a
like
Dollar
the first
Common?
comment, the comment that had a song.
Can I
with
borrow
Lil
a
Wayne.
dollar?
That was the
That
second album. That was the second
was
album.
the second album.
Can I
I
borrow
like
a
that
dollar?
comment.
Can I borrow a dollar
Can
is
I borrow
fire.
a dollar? Yeah.
And then what's is Resurrection?
Yeah, that was
oh
pretty
my
dope.
god.
Bitching You was dope. I used to love her. That's you know see that.
I used to
will go down
love
as,
her,
like,
bro.
That'll go down as one of his.
No, that's
you know,
one of the
biggest
greatest
tracks.
hip hop songs of all time.
Oh,
But you know what?
story-wise, fuck
it's
yeah.
one of the
Top 20.
most underrated songs in terms of notoriety.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, y'all.
Not-
and you
nobody's
don't
nobody's
stop.
hitting me up saying, "Yo, can you play that record?"
Right.
Because they don't know it on a
I
commercial
met
level.
this
Right,
girl when I
true.
was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And what I love most, she has so much soul.
You should re-release that.
Yeah.
When I was hot.
Like 20th
she was
anniversary
just
or
that-
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do a version.
Never
of
knew throughout my
Exactly.
life she
Yeah.
would be
What
there
about
for me
back
on
in
the
the day?
regular.
Was it Rashad or whatever back in the day? Back in the day
I'm
when I was
yeah.
young, I'm not a kid
Kid
anymore.
anymore,
But some
but
days
sometimes-
That was a
to
big
sit
tune,
with
too.
a
As a
kid
kid again. Yo,
and
that
everybody
shit's
said,
fire.
"I remember way back when."
That
Yo,
song
track
is
was
fire.
big.
That's
There's
a
so
big
many
tune.
tunes that came
Yeah.
up from that era, like that are crazy. You go back
Bro.
and listen to Far Side, you know what I'm saying, like that Lab Cabin California album,
Bro.
Labyrinth album. That
No,
shit
the
was
first
dope.
album, Bizarre Ride, though?
Yeah, Bizarre Rap, man.
Oh my god.
There's so much
Oh
stuff in that era.
shit! The last verse, he fucked the tranny.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh shit!
What?
Yo, that album's wild.
Black Sheep.
People don't give that album props, man.
That was crazy.
Bizarre Ride is nuts.
Because they weren't really like gangsters or anything, you know.
No,
Like
they're
them and the
just cool.
Alcoholics
They're themselves.
don't get the West Coast love that they deserve. Because Alcoholics put out some great fucking music
Yeah,
too.
Alcoholics,
And from
super
them
dope.
we got Exhibit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so shout out.
People
to
don't
Lex.
give Exhibit the props he deserves either.
Nah, yo, he killed fucking
Exhibit's
Chronic
sick.
2001.
Exhibit's sick.
Hell
My
yeah.
brother goes through for the exhibit.
Oh man, you're not sick no more. No, I'm just playing. Shout out to Exhibit.
Mr. X to the Z, the licks and
When can we get
KT.
these guys to get air conditioning in here?
Yeah, yo, it's
Word.
bad.
That's not happening.
I don't even remember. We might have to bring it
A
in
little bit
ourselves.
of and a little bit of.
We have to bring in fans. For
I don't even
some of
remember
the-
it
Everybody
being
get
this
your
hot,
Ellen dance
even
on.
from last year.
It's bad. The window doesn't open.
Nah,
Yo.
yeah,
I feel like if I open it, it's gonna pick up mad noise in the fucking.
All right, we're gonna play a
Yeah.
game right now called Name the Song.
All right, let's do it.
Fuck these hoes after our shows. Big.
Oh
dicks.
man, it's
That
all
sounds
big
like
timers.
So Nate Dogg.
Big timers.
Oh, what's the song?
Everybody, Ricket, get your roll on.
Everybody get your roll on!
I don't know why the fuck I know that, bro, but yeah.
Believe
Oh,
that!
that was Manny Fresh, right?
These pockets gonna stay fat!
Oh God.
That's Mystical.
No, but
Oh God,
close.
Mystical. Where's he
Oof.
at?
He just got out of prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he just get a deal or something?
He just got out. He went in again
I
for
know,
sexual
but-
assault
yeah.
or rape or something like
That
that.
has some
That's the
problems.
second or third time.
Like after the
That's
second time, I
foul.
think you're guilty in my eyes.
That's foul.
You're doing
man.
something to make yourself be in those situations.
Well, you know what happened the first time, or you heard what happened the first time, right?
Wasn't it like they ran a train on?
No, his hair braider or something was extorting him. So yeah, him and his boys or whatever like forced her to run a train.
Right,
And
right, right.
Whoa.
And that's the thing. It's like even that. Like the other day, I seen this guy making posts, and it's like it pieced together different little things where it said it was like Yogi Bear and a battery and whatever, and it said basically don't hike because man used to run batteries on your trains or whatever. And I'm just like, in the time as a kid, you feel cool, but as an adult now, I'm gonna ask you guys. I don't know if you guys ever ran a train. Don't you feel gay? Like
Nah, I ain't trying to.
I
I ain't
never
trying
ran a
to. I ain't trying to be in the same room with like.
that's what I'm
dudes.
saying. So I'm like,
in
with
that
a bunch of
situation, I was never
gangsters
about that
out there
shit.
like that. I'm like, yo, I don't 90% of the girls are not willingly doing this. It's rape. Let's just be realistic with how we're looking at it. But it's like, as a man, I'm like, there's certain things that I wouldn't even want people to know that I did. So when you hear that as an adult, that's what he did, it's like, you deserve to go to jail. Like,
yo, and I'm a wild motherfucker, and I ain't about doing that.
The train stuff is just like, to me, that's like, 15, 16 or some shit, but like, as a grown-ass man, like, I don't want to be, even as a woman, I don't really, like, when people are like, oh, threesome, I don't want to be in a room with another girl. Like, I think I have enough to sustain whatever person is there with me.
When I was 15, 16, I was so insecure about how good I was at sex, I wasn't fucking around nobody.
I don't want you to see what I'm doing.
Hell no.
Like, I don't understand that. So
Get the fuck out of here. You ain't catching McBus 2-second boy in the building, you know what I'm saying?
No, I never understood that shit.
GT Killer name.
I never understood that shit personally. Like, I'm not trying to see another dude's like orgasm face. I don't want that shit to haunt me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why you even looking?
Like,
whoa, that's positive.
Because you might, like in the action, you look up, you're like, oh man, like dude, your vinegar spoon face. I don't
what if he like makes really abrupt noises, like?
That's what I'm saying.
Worse. Oh my god.
I don't want to be.
What if he's really aggressive with his cum stream?
So I didn't want to say this shit. But, okay, so say you guys are just taking turns and the person does their thing while you're waiting.
That's
and then
different.
your time going, now your next man going. I didn't do it, I'm just saying.
That's
I just said to do that the same way.
That's a different scenario.
That's different.
That's alright.
That's different
Scenario.
But I just think like there was like this
as long as you know all your mans are good too.
Like there's a video that they did on live where like there was this girl in Chicago, because this is prevalent in Chicago. It's like they must have like raped this little girl on live. It was like a gang initiation or whatever the case may be.
That's fucked up.
And at first of all, I'm like, why are you live?
Yeah.
Second of all, and I'm just like, okay, how do you, like, because I'm reading the comments, people, this girl's a hoe. I'm like, she's being raped. Yeah. Like, where do we as people, like...
Why film that, though? Like, the only clout you're getting from a rape is a bullet to the fucking head.
That and jail charges. Like, I'm not understanding. Even the guy that, like, shot somebody with a shotgun on live, like, I don't understand this whole live content. It's like,
it's wild. People just want notoriety. You know what I mean? Like, they just...
I'd rather do it on Instagram where it fades after 24 hours.
Yeah. Right? Because someone will save that shit and put it on the news. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure. But nah, the closest thing I ever got to like that is like, you know, you're like grade 8 and you're at like a party and you're like making out with your girlfriend and like your friends over there making out like with their girlfriend or their boyfriend. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like as a room of boys and girls like all making out together. Or you played Kiss the Bottle and you snuck off in the closet with
Kiss the Bottle?
The whole like...
you gotta pause after that, bro.
Or with a spin the bottle, whatever the fuck. Spin the bottle.
I know what you
meant. But you know what I'm saying? Like the whole, I'm not into like the group sex thing. Like, that's crazy. That. Like, especially when it's like multiple guys on one girl. It's like,
so when I heard the thing, when Mystical went
back, no bukkake.
I was like, how do you go back for the same fucking charges?
Yeah,
like,
right.
But apparently he got like some great like $1 million contract or something like that. Like
you
where
cracking
like,
number 2?
Oh yeah, of course.
But I don't know how he's like. I wouldn't listen to his shit.
I can't.
Yo, can we take a moment out?
I just want to pee.
How much? What time we got here?
I want to take a moment. Oh, whoa, this is spilling. I want to take a moment out to represent the Irish heritage that my last name wished that I had.
Why turn this up?
So I
you got Gucci Man calling you. Literally says Gucci.
We're gonna sing something very Irish.
All right.
Are you guys with me?
Was it shipping off to Boston?
Yes.
Shipping off to Boston.
Well, we're gonna start in the verse.
You fucking kicked off YouTube for copyright infringement for that shit.
I'm a sailor in pain and I have no
Are you seriously
leg.
singing this song right now?
Climbing to the top sail,
You're
I've lost
a real Irish
my
person
leg.
singing before you're drinking.
I can't believe you're actually singing the song that I thought you were
going to sing. I'm a sailor in pain and I've lost my leg. Climbing up the top sails, I've lost my leg. I'm shipping up to Boston, hey!
Yeah.
Shout out to fucking
everything he said.
Cheers.
Wow. I love that song. Shout out to the fucking Dropkick Murphys, man.
I got no going on. Yeah.
I like that song.
Being low-key Irish racist.
Yeah.
My bad.
I need a cup. Fuck. Any cups in here? Yeah, let me get some of those like shot cups or something. I'll take like some of the growers out of this.
Shout out to all my sailors in pain, by the way.
Where's that growers at?
Little sips. Ever read Angela's Ashes?
Say what?
Angela's Ashes.
No, I have not.
It's about the depression. That's the first time I really started like taking into like the Irish culture and being basically I'm like it's very similar what the Irish went through and the black people.
Yeah.
Very similar. Angela's Ashes.
It is to a degree, but I don't like comparing it.
It's not like I mean obviously there's 400 years of oppression. So you can't ever but just knowing like when I hear Irish people like, yo, we were slaves too, like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, like, get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. But when I actually read it, I'm like, I get where it's like, you don't ever want to diminish somebody's struggle. Yeah. If somebody actually went through the depression, it's different if you weren't one of those people. If somebody who actually went through it, it's fucked.
And they got terrorized on their own line.
Yeah. Like the whole, like, you know, like, even like me, like, understanding the Protestant exchange, like if you got the soup and you were a sellout and all that stuff or whatever, I'm like, this is real. Like,
and up till today.
It's real. Like,
and you know when Frederick Douglass was on the run as a slave, they would actually pay, the Irish would pay for Frederick Douglass to come over and give speeches on like abolition and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Put money in his pocket, and I think they kind of helped to actually pay for his eventual freedom. So
yo, shout outs to the cool white people in history.
Man. There's a lot of
shout out to the indentured servants.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool white motherfuckers in history, man.
Yeah, but there's mad more lame white people in history, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like saying white.
Like, it's like whiteness.
This one Irish dude told me that his people got inspired to revolt because of what's happening with the civil rights movement.
Well, that's the thing. It's like black people are always the first, like in terms of minorities.
Yeah.
People follow like what? Okay, if black people are doing the civil rights, then you'll have the natives that are act out, and the Chinese and the this and the that. They kind of like wait to see the blueprint of how they're gonna do it, and then get their foot in the door as well too. So with that, it's like for me, I personally think we were a lot more as black people, especially in the Americas, we were more successful following slavery. There's a lot more black doctors, lawyers,
Black Wall Street,
Black Wall Street, everything. Now it's like
there was a conjoined effort to destroy black power.
Absolutely.
No, there was.
Of course, they burned it down. Literally.
And then since then, there's been a rewrite in history where
it was economic.
Things have become more fair. But I actually agree with you.
No, for real.
Things like they were building an empire there. Okay, can't have that.
And it's the way you say it, like you just go right to the. Yeah, but say like it's the way you say it.
Fast forward 20, 30 years, Black Panthers, these organizations and groups during the civil rights movement. Fuck all the fucking white stupid hippies go no Vietnam and fighting, bro. Like there was real. Civil rights activism happening.
What I want to ask,
and the FBI infiltrated and destroyed all of this.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask a question.
It's never been a fair fight.
This is how I feel. Like, I mean, personally, I feel like it is. But do you feel like hip hop is merely an extension of the civil rights movement? Like it's a branch of it? Because I feel like it absolutely is.
I think that it was until we started selling ourselves short. I think we forgot the purpose behind hip hop. At the end of the day, this hip hop is about the struggle and the story. And Biggie said it best, where once he got to a certain point, he's like, "What do I rap about anymore?" Because
I'm not in
that music is about the struggle. So once you're no longer struggling, you become a pop artist.
It's funny that you say that. Like, a lot of people look at Life After Death as Biggie's pinnacle. Like, that's like one of the greatest albums ever. Amazing. Biggie stepped up his game, and I always looked at it vice versa.
No.
I thought the first album, that is a classic, stone cold certified classic. Represents everything well-rounded as a human being, the day-to-day struggle, everything.
And when you're hungry.
When you're feeling like you're the shit, all the way down to when you're like, I'm a piece of fucking shit, it ain't hard to tell. Like, that album represents what being a human being is, and the day-to-day life, like perfect. Life After Death's a cool album. It's a more poppy album. I could dance to it and shit more.
It was bangers and stuff like that. Like, that's what it was. It was club bangers. It was commercial hits and stuff like that. But in terms of the real
but within the civil rights movement, there was still the party, though. And this is what people forget about hip-hop. I've always said hip-hop is two-sided coin. You know, you have to have the rhythm. You have to have the people who are going to come to the party. And then you have to have the message, the people to hear the message after they leave the party. But if you're not going to party, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to hear the message.
And when your life is bad, party though.
Oh, it's always been about the
party, right? It's always been about the beats. It's always been about the break beats and the dancing and the cutting
and disco, and there's variations of it, but like to actually rap, it's like spoken word. Spoken word.
Rap's just an element, though. Rap's just an element of hip hop.
Right. No. So let me.
And agreed.
Break it out. Like for me,
break beats come first.
When I think of the rapping, like it's okay. When they first started talking about, I'm struggling on the block and da, they weren't saying that so we can make you shake your booty in the club.
But that came after though. That came after though. You know
what I'm saying? It's like right now, it's kind of like
Melly Mel. The message is the start of that. That's the start of
by far and large. That's the start.
For me, it's kind of like it's if we go back to the foundation and the fundamental, we could remix it all we want.
Yeah.
But then there's what it is. Like, you know, it's just like tropical house.
Yeah.
Yeah, tropical house is not dancehall.
Right.
It's a genre in itself.
But then I
when
still
you
hear
listen to dancehall music,
Yeah.
what dancehall was actually about.
Yeah.
Anything that comes after that is a subdivision or
Right.
whatever. But we as people, we've combined all these different genres. It's like that dude with the fucking Old Town Road, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
The country shit.
But
I understand why country people are offended, because country is one of the only genres that has been pure for so long.
Right.
Yeah,
but I mean,
everything
look
is like a blendation now. You got pop rock, pop
the thing
this.
is,
Country
though,
been
But
a
look at
blend,
even who we were talking about earlier though. We look at Nipsey.
Pop.
We look at like
Yeah.
Nipsey.
Pop
We look at
blend.
Kendrick.
That's about it,
We look at Nipsey. We look at Kendrick. We look at J. Cole. We look at Lucas Joyner. Like this is they're still you know what I'm saying, representing the hood. So even though someone like a Biggie might have changed, like
You
it's
can
still
represent
that
the
extension.
hood. It's like,
you know what I mean?
again, so I'll go back to
It became our economics.
His name is?
No, but it became our economics. It became the way that
Right.
even if you're not a rapper, you could become a marketing executive.
But that's
you
not
could
rap. That's my point.
No, but hip hop is bigger than rap, though. You know what
But
I mean?
it's not.
It
That's what
is,
hold on.
it
What I'm
is.
saying is, it's like,
I think it encompassed.
I get what you're saying, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, in terms of black or white, it's like, this is a black shirt.
Yeah.
It's not gray.
Right,
It's not
right.
off-colored black.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Right.
black.
It's black.
You know what I mean? There's white writing on it, but it's essentially
it's
the
black.
root of it is a black shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing like with music, where we can have all these different divisions. You can become a mogul in this or that or whatever, but that's not what rap was about. Rap wasn't about getting your own perfume line and your own cigarette company or your own liquor label or this.
Rap kind of always was.
You know
Hip hop,
what?
not so much.
No, you know what?
Commercial rap.
This leads a question for
But
me,
that's the
though.
thing. It's like but I'm not talking about
Which
what
is the
it
other side of the
developed
point.
into. When people first were sitting there
They
on
were-
the block
yeah.
and rapping, it wasn't about the commercial
Alicia.
aspect.
Absolutely
it
it
wasn't
was.
about the
It was
block
about
or
the
the
money
money.
they
It was
had.
telling your story.
If you think about the first track, you know what I'm saying? Rapper's Delight. They were bragging about shit they
They were
won.
stealing
Right.
rhymes from fucking Grandmaster
But they were
Caz,
still
bro.
bragging about stuff they won. If you think about
Yeah.
the first battles, the
Right.
first battles weren't about dissing each other.
Hey,
They
but
were about,
you
yo,
gotta
I
leave
got
it
the
alone.
illest
Put the
Levi
vowels
jeans,
right.
I got the
Bullshit
coolest
on.
wallabies. It wasn't about, yo,
Right.
I did this, da-da-da-da, come through your block and kill your
Right.
whole mom. It wasn't
No,
about that.
Kool
It was
Moe
So
just-
that's
G changed
gangster
that.
rap.
Change.
Kool
That's
Moe
the
G
thing.
changed
It's a
that.
different. Every rap is not just black and white. There's gangster rap.
Yeah.
There's Will Smith rap.
Which even
There's
gangs,
different-
which even gangs come out of Black Panthers,
Right.
and you know, saying like the downfall of those. So it's all interconnected,
Right.
in my personal opinion. But I
I'm
hear what
just
you're
saying that
Apologize.
you guys are missing one point.
What's that?
Hip-hop,
What's that?
When it comes musically, hip hop encompasses almost every genre of music. On
It
the
absolutely
planet.
does now.
It's not-
Today's
no,
day
not
and age.
now. It's always
Always
been that
has.
way.
Yeah.
Sure.
The biggest hip hop record.
Hip hop started as not even being its own genre. It
Yeah.
started off as literally
Oh, taking from
spinning
other genres,
breaks
yeah.
of records that were other genres.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so
It is
Like,
built on a
like-
foundation that is not its
Yeah.
own thing.
Absolutely,
Of course.
absolutely.
But no
Bob
music
Marley's
is. I mean,
joint.
like we
No,
would have to
exactly.
go all the way back to the drumming plains of Africa. Then you got like jazz, ragtime, hip hop,
Yeah.
Rock.
blues, rock,
Everything.
country,
What I'm saying is
rock and
hip
roll,
hop.
Everything
No,
contemporary.
but I'm saying hip hop does not have a sound.
No.
I feel you.
It's never had a sound.
Yeah.
Africa Bambaataa
It's
doing
always
fucking Looking for the Perfect Beat
Yeah.
and Planet Rock
Right.
in
Right.
what,
Different
79?
platform. Different
That
platform.
shit sounds
That's
more
a-
ahead of
yeah.
its time now
Today than it did-
than most
Yeah.
rappers do.
You listen
But
to
the
that
thing is,
now, you're like, what is
hip-hop-
this?
Hip hop has never
Hip-hop,
had a
it's like
solid
people try to
form.
separate
Yeah.
hip hop and rap. In order to have a hip hop track, you have to rap.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
DJ Shadow got whole albums with nobody rapping on me. You could tell those are straight up like hip hop
Right.
albums.
Tell me
What is
why.
on it though? What is it? Instrumentals?
Yeah, instrumentals,
Okay, that's
cuts,
different.
breaks. You
My
know what I'm
point
saying?
is, it's like I cannot sing and call it hip hop. I can't
Yeah,
do
that's
dance
true.
on
That's
it.
true.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
can't call it
That's
hip hop.
true.
I can't do country
But-
and call it hip hop. You have to rap
But
on it.
this
The
is why
rapping
this is.
element
But this
is
is the
what
thing,
makes
right?
it
Hold on.
hip-hop.
But this is the thing. Was
Yeah.
it Mary J. Blige was dubbed as the what? The queen of what?
Hip hop and soul.
All right.
Soul.
She never rapped.
Soul though.
I know.
She did rap.
She barely
Her
rapped.
persona,
Barely
her
rapped.
alter persona was called Brooklyn.
But she barely
did.
rapped.
But it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm trying to say,
The
like-
hip hop beats, but it's also she
Yeah.
had rap, but she also had rappers
Yeah, of
that
course.
featured on
Of course,
it.
but not on
So
every
then it-
record.
Yeah.
Not on every record, but that's why she was listed as
Right.
hip hop.
But she was
soul
never.
beats.
But she was
What I'm
never
saying is,
listed
right,
as a
what I'm
rap
saying,
artist.
now,
though.
break it
No,
down,
but what I'm
break it
saying
down
is
like
they never
this.
called
Break it
her-
down, though.
But they never called her the queen
but
of
they-
hip hop.
No, she
though.
technically
Listen,
is,
but
'cause she
they-
rapped
hold
on
one
rap
second.
beats.
Yeah.
But no.
Or sang
no,
on
no,
rap beats.
The rap beats or the hip hop beats
Yeah.
are not rap or hip hop.
Of course they are. It's just
No.
Real love?
Of
Yo,
course
tell
they
me
are.
Big Daddy Kane
Yeah,
was crush
man.
Real
Where did
Love.
the samples come from?
Audio 2
John-
top
John-
billing is the
Beat.
drum line.
It's just
Yeah,
like
the drum
John
line.
Lennon.
But there's other parts outside of that. Where did that drum line come from?
Right.
Where did that drum line
Honey
come from?
But
Drippers
hip hop
and
is
Piece
a
of President.
subdivision
And
of
what
all
kind of,
these
what's the genre of
other-
that music?
Funk.
Exactly.
Right.
You
But
see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, but that's like saying tropical house is not really a genre because it's
No,
a
it's not the
combination.
same. It's not the same
No.
as that.
Yes, it is. Hold on.
Majority of that so-called hip hop beats that everyone call hip hop beats
But that's the
are
same-
not hip hop beats.
Right.
No,
They've never been
they're
hip
loops
hop.
on top of other
They've never
genres
been
of music.
hip-hop.
You just said hip hop
Music.
doesn't have a sound.
It doesn't.
It
Right,
doesn't.
It
but
doesn't.
then hold on.
It could be anything.
Well, hold on. That's my point.
It's
It's like
true.
tropical house. Tropical house
Anything.
has elements of
What's the-
dancehall and pop and all this other stuff. When it's all said and done, it still has its own.
It's not comparable.
genre.
You know why it's not
It is
comparable?
because hold on.
Look
Let me
at-
finish. Hold on.
hip-hop
Let me
takes
finish.
from
Let me finish.
multiple genres of music.
But so does tropical house.
No, what? Pop and
Pop,
friggin' dancehall, that's it?
R&B, reggae, soul.
Right, all
There's
those,
a little bit of everything.
a lot of that, a little bit of everything is
No.
literally the same shit.
But that's hip hop though.
No,
And
not
no-
really.
no
Jazz is not the same as disco. It's not the same as fucking
Jazz is
funk.
not the
Grab
same
that
as disco,
bottle.
but jazz is similar to ragtime. Jazz
Yeah.
is similar to soul.
Of course.
Jazz is similar to
Of
blues.
course, of
There's
course.
Never
Yeah.
gonna,
You pass the ball.
there's never gonna
But that's
be.
what I'm saying. There's no such thing as hip hop beats. That's all I'm trying to tell you. There's no such thing as hip hop beats.
I won't agree with that because hip hop
I feel like I opened up Pandora's
hip-hop
box with that question.
is a combination of those different genres. It's just like tropical. Hold on. Let me finish.
There's no
Wait.
such thing as
You
hip-hop
keep interrupting.
beats.
Let me finish. Just like tropical house. There's no such thing as tropical house. Tropical house is. It's like what
You
you're
can't
saying.
compare
Of course,
that
I
to
can.
tropical
Hold on.
house.
Let me finish.
At all.
If you let me finish, you'll hear
Okay,
the comparison.
okay.
It's like
Tell me.
saying a biracial.
It's a comparison,
person.
but it's not
Hold on, you're
comparison.
not finishing. It's
Go
like
ahead.
saying a biracial person is not a human being because they're not all black and they're not all white.
That doesn't make
That's the same
no
thing. Of
sense.
course it does. Hold
You
on.
don't understand what I'm saying.
Let me. I hear what you're
Okay,
saying,
go
but
ahead,
you're
go
not
ahead.
finished. Let
I
me
have
finish
been
what
told that I'm not a
saying.
human being
Right.
before. But
No, but my point is, hip hop is birthed from a bunch of different genres.
Yeah.
So it's like the color pink.
But hip hop's not a
Hold on.
genre.
Yes, it is.
It's a culture.
Hold on.
It
No,
is a
it's not.
different
culture. Rap
element.
is the music.
What do you
Rap,
mean?
rap is
Graffiti,
the music.
graffiti's music?
Rap is the
Graffiti's music?
No.
Breakdancing is music?
Hip-hop
Well,
is
only
culture.
only hip hop people do graffiti. You got
No.
rock kids that do that. You got
They,
Japanese
what kind
kids
of
that do
what kind
that.
of graffiti are they doing?
Whatever.
It doesn't matter what kind
No.
of graffiti
If I
you
wanna
do,
go
that's
and
hip
spray-
hop.
All graffiti
If I
is not
wanna go-
hip hop.
Exactly.
I can go put up
That's
a
my
sticker
point.
right
Can
now.
I-
Is that
can
hip
I-
hop?
Can I finish?
That's vandalism.
Can I
No, no,
finish
it's
my
still graffiti.
sentence so that it makes sense?
Still
So we can
graffiti.
stop
Alright, let her finish,
interrupting
let her
what it is
finish, let
that I
her
have. What I'm saying
Let her
is
finish.
hip hop came about in the 90s. Nothing
Hip-hop did
that
not come in the
80s,
90s.
whatever the hell you want to call
Late
it. Was it
70s,
around in the
late-
1650s?
Was
no.
it? No.
Right. So
But
my
did it
point
come
is,
in the
hip hop
90s?
can nothing that we do into this day and age can be pure. It's impossible.
Hip-hop was never pure, though.
But I'm not.
No
that's
idea
what
is
I'm saying.
original.
Exactly.
But
That's
I'm
my
saying,
point.
hip-hop is not
Hold
a
on,
genre
Mike,
of music.
just
That's all I'm trying to show you.
listen, Just
There's only
listen.
what,
It was
12
jazz
chords
rapping
of
before
music.
hip hop.
I'm playing.
I'm
I'm
jazz
saying,
rapping before hip hop.
it's not a genre of music.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
hip-hop out here,
Yes, hip hop can be a lifestyle, just like
It's not a
dancehall.
genre
Being
of
in the
music.
dancehall
It's a
community.
culture.
Remember,
Hold on. Being
it's
in
not
the
a genre
hold
of
on. Being
music.
in the dancehall community is a lifestyle, but it's
not
also a genre of
hip
music
hop
as
is not
well
a
too.
genre of music.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Says who? You?
Says me?
Yeah.
Go look for yourself. You'll
What?
see.
Wikipedia can't define that
No,
for
I'm not
me.
saying Wikipedia. It's not a genre of music.
I would
Says
say
who, though?
widely spread. Like I'm such a fucking.
There's not
hip-hop
even
nerd.
one sound in
Like,
hip hop.
I've
But
read.
there's not one sound in
No,
in
'cause
R&B
hip-hop is
soul,
the
or there's
culture.
not one sound in pop.
The
There's
hip
not
hop
one sound.
terminology
Pop is
comes
not a genre of
from the
music
party
either. Yes,
rocker,
it is.
No, it
whoever
isn't.
he
Yes,
was.
it
It
is.
is popular music.
Right.
Anything that's popular,
It's a genre.
anything that's popular
No, it's not.
is not a genre.
Popular music is like the
It
watered
is not
down
a genre
version
of
of
music.
anything that was
It is
real.
not a-
If I have
it's
to
not
be,
a
if I
genre of
have to
music.
blunt it,
It's not a genre of
Make it
music.
blunt.
That's fact.
If
Pop
you
is
like
not a
Blink
genre of
182,
music.
yes,
Hold on.
it is.
No,
Blink
Yes.
182.
It's
Yes.
not a genre of
Blink
music.
182
Yes, it is.
are the punk music with the new kids word of hip
You
hop.
said this before. I know that's
Right.
not
I said it on the
true.
popular
There's a
music.
difference.
Not true.
Popular music
It
is
does
like
not
that. Pop
matter.
is the Spice Girls. The Spice Girls are not R&B singers. They are not hip hop singers. They are not reggae singers.
it's
They
a
are
pop.
not.
It's a
They are
genre.
pop.
It's not
That is a genre.
It's not a genre.
Why is it not a genre? Because you say
Okay,
so.
no, because popular music is popular music. It doesn't. It could be an Indian song for goddamn.
No.
If it becomes popular,
That's a popular Bollywood song. Then.
Okay.
That's a popular
Gangnam Style.
But what
Bollywood
is the
song.
what is the
Gangsta
what is
pop,
what
Gangsta
is
pop.
what
Has
is the
its
uni-
own
what's the uniform
category.
what's the uniform sound of popular music?
The uniform sound of popular music is anything that is country when it's not in its
country's not popular.
I've never
music.
finished my
isn't there a
sentence.
fourth
Hold on,
chord
can I finish?
stream
Hold
that
on,
most
I
pop
never
songs
finished
ride
my
in?
sentence. The decider's getting to you guys.
Nah.
What I'm saying to you guys is there's pop country, there's pop R&B, there's tropical house. Pop is anything that is watered down from its original
But doesn't mean it's
form.
a genre of music.
It is a genre
It's
of
not a
music.
genre of music.
How?
I can water down anything. Doesn't
How
mean
can you
it's
not say it's a genre of music when
It's
the
not a
Grammys
genre.
were nominated?
No, you know what, though?
Because
What makes you
No.
determine a genre of music?
No, you know what? I get your
Because-
point.
This is what I'm going to say.
Because it's a shitty version of the genre of music.
Yeah, it's
trying
still
to
that
be.
genre.
But then it
music.
created its
It's
own.
still that.
It created
hold
its
on,
own
hold on.
genre.
That's like
but
saying, hold on. That's
no,
like
he's kind of
That's
right.
like saying
Yeah.
pink is not a color because it's not white and it's not red. It's its own
No, it's
color.
not the same thing.
It's its own color. And the pop
No,
created
she
its
kinda-
own
she
culture.
kinda has a
Its
point,
own
too.
genre of
If we
music.
can define
no music
rock
right now
music,
is
if we can
completely
define
pure.
country,
Rock
can't
and roll
define
is
rock.
not
Alright,
pure.
alright,
Hip hop
alright.
is
We
not
can
pure.
define-
Anything is
The
pure.
thing is, you can't
Anything
define
can
any of
become
them
pop
because Miles
music.
Davis is known as what, like acid jazz, and then you have different jazz musicians who are more
Right.
traditional. Then
Right.
you have dudes like Roy
Just because,
Ayers who
hold on,
are all
just
over the
because you
spectrum.
put acid in front of jazz doesn't change the fact it's jazz.
But what I'm
That's
saying
what I'm
is
trying to
there's
show
got a
you.
point.
There's
implications
no
and
point even
breakdowns
calling
to
it
it.
jazz or acid jazz to change the genre.
But why not,
Is it
though?
jazz or is it not
Anything
jazz?
can become
But it can't
pop
be.
music.
Why not?
Why, if there's 50 different shades of red, right?
Yeah.
There's
They're
fire
still their
engine
own
red,
shades.
But it's still red.
Hold on, no, hold on.
Red,
There's
red.
no-
Red.
You're both right.
So you're contradicting
Both
yourself.
of you are right.
But
You're
I'm saying-
contradicting
No, I'm
yourself.
not.
No.
You just
Alright,
said-
hold on.
The thing is,
Hold on.
You just said,
No,
why did
hold
they
on.
put acid
No,
in front of
listen,
jazz?
yeah.
Why did they put fire engine
Hold
in
on,
front
hold
of
on.
red?
no,
Why did they
it's
put
because we're
more
looking at the
engine?
complex
Listen,
side.
listen.
He's looking at the just direct
Alright,
But
side.
listen,
Listen,
listen, now,
listen.
this is why I'm
Anything
saying,
can be
hold on,
declared
hold on,
pop
hold on,
music,
hold on.
but some music is created with the intention of it being
Yo,
top
let Mike
40
speak.
Right.
music,
Right.
which is
No, this is a reason.
a little bit more genre
But
derivative
what I'm saying-
geared
Pop
towards the
music
radio.
hip-hop
is the stuff that
is
you
not
hear like
a
Kylie
sound.
Minogue playing.
Is that if I'm
like
taking a
we
jazz
know
record,
what pop music. If I gotta be blunt,
I rap over it.
Hold on. You want me to be blunt?
No, let Mike
Kylie
get his
Minogue's
point
electronic
off. Let him get his
music.
Hold
point
on.
off.
If I'm gonna be
Let
blunt,
Mike
you can
get
rap.
his point off.
I've never got my point off yet.
Actually,
Ever.
please
I
get your point.
haven't
Come on,
been
let's
able
let
to
it go.
finish. I haven't been able to
Go ahead,
finish my
go
hip
ahead.
hop. What I'm trying to say is that every category now has been watered down in some way, shape, or form. Country is
yeah,
not
we
what
were
it
talking
used to
about
be.
it earlier.
Rock is not what it used
Yeah.
to be. Nothing is what it used to be. Dancehall is definitely not what the
Yeah.
hell it used to be.
My lungs ain't what they used to be.
Right. So therefore, we can't say that these subdivisions that are
But
created
is it not
now
what it is?
don't exist. Why though?
Is it not what it is?
Once upon a time, everybody on this planet was dark skinned. Now, what are we gonna say? White people are real people because they
I
weren't the
didn't say
original
that.
inhabitants?
No, you're not.
But
You
that's
see, you're
what-
missing.
No,
the
no, 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 no,
point.
but that's what I'm saying. No, no,
That's
no,
not
no,
the
no,
point
no.
I'm
You're
making.
saying
We have a
because it's
pigment
branded to
deficiency.
some.
We're
Right.
meeting.
But so does hip hop. So
No,
what I'm
no, no,
saying
no,
is
you're missing
because
it. You're missing
it's
the point.
branched into something
Majority-
new,
no,
you're
let me
trying to
explain.
say that
No,
it
no,
doesn't
no,
exist
no, no,
because
no,
it
that's
wasn't
what I'm
what it
saying. No.
originally
I
was.
love Dustin Love.
I'm gonna say this one more time. I'm gonna say it one more time.
Yeah.
Like I said, the majority of things that we say is hip hop or was hip hop is based on stuff that was not hip hop in the first place. So if I sample a soul record, a jazz record, a rock
James
record,
Brown's the most
hold
sampled
on,
artist in
exactly. He did
I'm
not
the
make
king
hip hop
of
music.
rock.
But
Right.
that's
He
where
is still
hip-hop-
alive.
that's where
Hold on.
hip-hop came
Just,
from. Is what
Run
you fail to
DMC.
realize.
It came from all types of sources.
Right, so
DMC.
that's
Meaning
what
that
hip
hip hop
hop
is not in
Kraftwerk.
music.
Yes, it is.
Isn't.
That's like
It's
saying
not
a
in
biracial
music.
person is not a person
No,
because they
because
can't
if I
be
take
black
that
and white and
no,
now mixed.
because if I play a jazz record, say I
Right.
play a jazz record, I'm
Yeah.
playing the break of a jazz record, right?
Yeah.
Woo. Does that mean it's hip hop because I'm playing the jazz record?
No, but if
I
you
don't get
play
what you
Bob
did.
James,
Plain rock.
Natalis, or whatever it's called, the
Yeah.
beginning.
No, but Planet Rock,
Yeah.
for example,
And you
right?
loop that, now it's hip-hop.
Planet
Why
Rock,
is it
African
hip-hop?
Bambaataa,
Because I
that's
loop
built
it?
off of Kraftwerk,
No.
which is
Right.
a
It's
German
jazz.
Yeah.
techno group.
Right.
So
It is.
Yeah.
what Mike is saying, I
You take
understand what
off
Mike
the
is saying.
rapping
Q-Tip
aspect,
said.
it's
It doesn't
music.
have a
Q-Tip,
fixed
what's in the one song?
But that's what hip hop
Yeah, I
is.
listen to hip hop.
Yeah,
My
that's
dad
what
said it
people
reminded
don't
him of
realize.
bebop.
Hip hop is only once you start rapping on it. That's where it comes
That
from.
hip hop
if you-
existed before a rapper even rapped
Because
on it.
No,
hip hop's
it did.
beyond the
Yes,
rap.
yes,
The style, just the
yes.
clothes we're
It
wearing
did.
right now, the
Yes.
fashion
Look
we're
it
wearing
up.
is hip
Look it
hop.
up.
No,
Yeah, the
no,
park jam.
Clothes we're wearing is
What?
hip
The park
hop.
jams.
What is that?
The park jams.
You
DJs
mean
spread that
outside
shit.
just beatboxing and
Well,
whatever?
first
on
off,
your
the rec
laptop?
room. The rec room is where hip hop technically started.
Yeah.
DJ Kool Herc
And then
the
nobody
Bronx
was
at
rapping
What do you mean by
20 Centric
hip
Ave.
hop technically started? What do you mean by
Well, but technically hip hop, what I mean is that DJ Kool Herc technically brought like clashes over from Jamaica because he was Jamaican. And
Right.
that whole ideology of playing music to begin
But
with.
what was he playing
Did it
when
in the
he was in
Bronx.
America?
And, well, he was playing funk and soul. He wasn't playing reggae.
Right,
He was playing
so
funk and soul. The
hip-hop is
stuff
a
that the
combination.
people in the neighborhood related to, and picking out specific parts of songs.
Right.
And
to
they didn't
really
matter the
emphasize
genre
on.
as long as people were feeling it.
But there was
Yeah,
no
but
rapper then. They
everything-
had a dude. I can't remember his name. But
Yeah,
it
I forgot his
was, it was
name
his
too.
like
So,
cousin
so
or his
it's
boy,
hip-hop.
and he would go like, "Hey,
The
yo,
hype man.
so and so's got some weed. If you
was
heard
the hype
it,
man.
this guy."
Right,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is,
But that was the
right now,
rapper.
like
That
if
was devolved
a
back to-
reggae
I hope
artist
you
were to
know
jump
another
on a
one.
hip hop track, like if Cartel were to jump on a hip hop track, until you rap
So,
on it,
hold on.
it is not a hip hop track.
Hold on.
It'll be a hip hop and dancehall
Hold on,
track,
hold
but
on.
until you actually, unless we're just talking straight instrumentals, but we're talking about lyricist wise. If I go and sing on a song on a hip hop track right now, it is no longer hip hop.
Why is it
Hold
no
on,
longer hip-hop?
I'm gonna answer your question.
But what is a hip hop
Once I
track?
finish my
The hip hop
sentence,
track doesn't exist. What
I
is a
can't
hip-hop
answer your
track?
question until I finish
But
my
what is
sentence.
a hip-hop track?
Let me
That's
finish
what
my
it
sentence.
is.
Let me
But what
finish.
it is?
Why are you asking a
What
question
it
and not
is?
listening to
Hip-hop
an answer?
tracks don't
let it
exist.
Yes, they
Let it
do.
finish. Let it
What
finish,
I'm
bro.
saying is that's the reason why Mary is the queen of hip hop soul,
Because
not hip hop.
Okay.
Hip hop.
But you notice how
Hold
it's
on.
not called
Hip
rap
hop
soul.
soul.
But what makes her part hip hop?
Because it's a hip hop.
There's no
such thing as hip-hop beats.
It's a hip hop.
That's
Then
what
why
I'm
does
saying.
hip
They
hop
don't exist.
Then why do we have it then? Why if it doesn't exist? Why do we have the
exist.
word?
Where does the music
Technically,
come
then,
from? Where does it?
Everything.
Hold
It comes from
on,
a little
if
bit
you
of
go to-
reggae.
if
It
you
comes
go-
from a little bit.
Technically,
of
the
funk, and it
new
comes from a
kids
little
on the
bit of
block
soul.
are hip hop.
That's hip hop.
Because they sample.
Hip hop is not
Hey.
a genre of music.
So how can it not be
Technically,
a genre of
the new
music?
kids on the block are hip hop. Technically,
fuck outta
NSYNC
here,
are
man.
hip hop.
You're
No,
fucking-
because they have instrumentals.
If I sample their music, if I sample
Always
kids'
bringing
music
up
right
new
now,
kids on the
am I not
block.
making
They
hip
have
hop now?
samples, though.
Why is it not hip hop? Because I
That's what I'm
sample their
saying.
shit.
It's the
But that's
same
what I'm saying.
A lot of
ideology.
shit was sampled from people
Sample
like
it.
them.
Yes, but if you sample it and you combine it with something outside of the element, then it's no longer the same thing. It's
The right
Little X.
stuff.
He sampled
Fuck you.
country, so now it's country and rap. Is that a country song? No. Is that a rap song or a hip hop song? No. It's
what
a
is it?
combination.
It's a reggae
It's
song.
It's a
Is it both though?
It is a
It's a
both. It is both. It
2019
is both.
song.
Why can't it be both?
Is it
Why does every what in life is black and white?
There's no such thing as a hip hop beat. That's all
Yeah.
I'm
Of course there is. Why is there such thing as
I'ma
hip hop?
take my horse
Why?
to your town road.
We got the music from source.
Ride till I can't
So,
no
what was hip
more.
hop? You
Take
can't
my
create something
horse
until
to
you make
your
it.
town road. I'm
So,
gonna
so then
ride
therefore,
till
okay,
If you look to the history of hip hop,
hold
you
on,
know
wait.
exactly
So
what
hold
I'm
on.
saying.
So therefore, reggae is not a genre because until somebody created it, it didn't exist. Dancehall is not a genre because until somebody
you're missing
created
the point.
it. No,
You're
you're
missing the
creating
point, no.
until somebody
You're missing
creates
the genre.
it.
Once you realize that
No, but what I'm
hip hop
saying
does
is,
not have a sound,
but neither does dancehall.
what do you mean doesn't have a sound?
Neither does dancehall. Neither does
How does that
R&B.
sound?
What is
How does that have a sound?
rhythm and blues?
What is it?
What is rhythm
What
and
is
blues?
it? What is it?
I'm asking you.
I don't know what it is. You're the one who sings it. So
I-
if you say it doesn't
You know what?
exist because of what I'm saying,
No,
you should know more than me.
No, but
You
I'm
should know
going
more
based
than
off of
me.
your theory because everything.
Okay. Where did
everything
rhythm
right
and
now,
blues get its music from?
rhythm and blues got its music just like any other
Where
category.
did it
It's
get
a
its music
combination.
from?
Jazz, soul, blues, everything
Okay.
else. It's the same thing with hip hop. Hip hop, there's nothing.
You'll make some noise for Muddy Waters.
Yes, it is. It is a culture, but it
Rap
can be a genre
music,
as well.
it could be
Okay, but
considered
dancehall,
a thing.
dancehall is a culture as well too, but it's also a genre of
Of course,
music.
but hip hop's not the same
Why
because
not?
dancehall's like that.
Why?
Dancehall's dancehall.
Pop is a
The way
culture
it
as well
is.
too, but it's also a genre
Pop
of
is
music.
not- pop is
country
not a genre
is
of
also
music.
people can live
Pop
in a
is not a
country
genre of
lifestyle.
music.
There's country lifestyles. There's being country is also a way of living, but then there's a genre of music.
Okay, but that's what they
right?
call that genre of music. Hip hop
But
is
so
not
why
a
is hip
genre
hop
of
the
music.
only genre
I
that
think
can't
it's
be
not
both?
the genre of music.
Why is it the only word
If
that
you
can't have
if
double
you go
meaning?
back to the history of hip hop, you'll
I have
fully
studied
understand.
everything. If you go back to the history of hip hop, you got to go back to the drumming plains of Africa.
Of course.
Right.
Is that
So
hip-hop?
therefore, it doesn't matter if it's hip hop.
It's not
Therefore,
hip-hop.
based on your theory,
It does matter.
Hold on.
If it doesn't matter,
it doesn't.
it does.
Based on your theory, the only music that exists is the ones that we played on the drumming plains of Africa because everything
I never
else
said
is
the
a
only ones that
combination.
exist.
of everything afterwards.
Hold
Check this out, though.
Everything
Wait, no, hold on,
Even
hold on.
classical music
No, hold
is
on, hold on.
combination.
I have an
Everything is
argument. I have an
combination.
argument because,
Nothing exists.
well, no. Things do exist because you believe them to exist.
Right.
Everything is only what your realm of imagination and what you've been taught
Right.
allows you to believe something is inside of a closed box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But if we're gonna go to these enclosed boxes and talk about what things are and stuff, firstly, I say hip hop is a culture, it's a lifestyle, it's not a style of music. Because what considers something to be hip hop or not is rap. And rap is also a genre of music, and it's the same thing. Now, some rap music may be declared as real hip hop because it embodies hip hop culture.
Rap is not.
Well,
That's what I don't think rap
five
is a genre
elements
of music.
and everything that
Rap
follows
is
that.
what you are doing.
But hold on.
It's just like singing. You can sing on reggae,
reason I say
soul,
this,
R&B.
though-
Rapping is the lyrical
The reason I
aspect of what
say
you're
this,
doing. It's not
though,
the type of music.
is 'cause
'Cause
Bob
you can rap over a
Dylan
rock track.
Technically,
That's what I'm saying.
Bob
That's
Dylan
That's what I'm talking about.
technically
That's what
had
I'm
the
talking
first
about.
But that's my
mainstream
point.
rap song.
Hip hop
about
has a
more.
sound. When I listen to Mary J. Blige, the sex
Yep.
is good, you have my mind. As soon as I hear that, that is
Listen to the
straight hip
last
hop.
part.
That ain't reggae.
What makes
that
us
ain't
hip hop,
reggae.
though?
It's
What makes us
it
straight
dance
Jim's
hip-hop?
in the
hop.
kitchen.
What makes
cooking
it-
all the medicine. I'm
When I
a
hear, I don't know how to break it down. It's just like when I hear dancehall music. It's just like when I hear dancehall
The reason
music.
why I'm saying
It's
Because
that,
I
where
hear
right?
it's where it comes
Because-
from. It's the
Listen to
people
that.
that created
But the
it.
various
Muhammad Ali
sounds of
rap.
hip hop
Yeah.
are so different.
Pigmeat Markham,
Right?
But it's
Where
not-
it's like
it's not-
you
it's
can't pinpoint and be like,
before
yeah,
rap.
that's more hip hop than that.
I said that
But you
earlier.
can though.
No, you can't.
I can listen to a hip
I
hop
can,
song.
I
But
can.
then you can say the same thing about dancehall.
Dusty.
Yes and no.
All right, we
You
got
can
like
say the
2
same
minutes
thing.
left.
Yes and
Every
no.
every
All right,
genre.
all right.
Yes and no.
We got 2 minutes left. We got 2 minutes left.
Take it back to high school.
Hey, we got cameras. We got liquids. What the fuck?
And
God
technology.
damn, homie. All right, we got 2 minutes
This is
left,
what
so
it called.
let's give the floor, you know, saying to our
Can I
guest.
skip through?
Let's let her plug
I
her
need
stuff.
that.
Let's let her, you
Paper
know,
towel.
give us her social medias, everything
It's
where
right, you can take my
people can get in
seat. My
touch
bad.
and
Sure.
Yo, this is
drop a
gonna be
line.
big
and-
argument on Facebook.
Right? You can find me at Alicia Cinnamon or
This fucking
www.aliciacinnamon.com.
on camera. Fucking idiot. I apologize.
Sorry,
Just,
yo, I didn't
you
even
know what I'm saying? Like bad
Don't worry,
time.
I'll
Look
sign it for
into
you
this
guys.
one right up here.
Yeah, so www.aliciacinnamon.com, Alicia Cinnamon on social media platforms. I have a lot of shows coming up in June. The Durham Carib Fest, June
Yeah.
15th. The Durham Caribbean Week, the Durham Caribbean Festival is the week of, June 27th to July 3rd. So you guys can catch me at that.
Every
what else?
Thursday.
Every Thursday.
No!
No, my phone.
Not again.
Every Thursday, Rhythm and Soul Thursdays, 4170 Kingston Road. out
What's
in
the
Scarborough.
intersections? Kingston and...
Kingston and Overture. So
All
by
right.
the Glenwood community. So a nice little area. Close to Twice is
shit.
nice if you guys are familiar with that restaurant there, Caribbean restaurant.
Oh, Kingston Overture?
Yeah.
Right by Adams Drive, I think. There's like a car lot
Celeste?
there.
So-
Celeste.
yeah.
Yo, my
Celeste.
mom used to live
There you
on
go.
that fucking street.
There you
Biggest
go.
backyard I've ever seen in my fucking life. But I'm sorry.
There
That's
you
when
go.
I lived in Malvern. She lived in the ops territory, and I had to visit her every other weekend. I
Oh, okay.
apologize, but proceed. I'm sorry for
Yeah,
you know,
and then I have the
interrupting
R&B Divas live at Spade Lounge. That's myself, Veronica Times. Call it Easy. Mo Spence,
Okay.
live band.
Yeah, shout out Mo
that's
Spence.
Spade, yeah, that's Spade June 22nd.
She's
We're
dope.
pulling up in our limo and getting our whole Beyonce
Yeah.
swag and whatnot. So that's gonna be dope. Live band.
Shout out Mo. We got to get you on here. You dope.
Absolutely.
I think she went to Trebas with us.
Dope,
Maybe with you on.
No, she was the same time you were there. She was a semester behind me, and you were a
that's why,
semester ahead of me.
that's why I didn't-
But she was at Trebas with us, and I remember her from
How
that
did Trevor's
time.
work
so-
out for you guys? You liked it?
We're doing this, so
Yeah, okay.
fuck. I'm
That's-
something. I'm not.
I heard
wanna
like
be,
a little
but
bit of both, so I was like, should I
At the
go
end of the
with
day,
that?
It depends,
end of the day, it all depends
though.
on you, the individual, as
Sure.
opposed to the
And I
institute.
think if
You know
you
what I'm
learn
saying?
as much as you can on your own, you don't need them.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays with the internet.
Yeah, to a
True,
certain
true.
degree, absolutely.
True,
You know, it depends what you want to take out of it.
true.
But yeah, what else is popping though? Where can we get you on IG, Facebook?
Alicia Cinnamon, all one word, pretty much everything. Just punch me in ALICIA CINNAMON, and I pop up pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right, so man, so it was another dope episode of Turono Talk. I don't even know what to say. Like Maloney does this weird shit at the end of the fucking episode. He goes berserk. It's like he's got to run to the washroom, so he just tries to fuck shit up. Get out of here, so
Right.
fuck shit up. Like the camera angles are all off. They're all fucked up.
Right? We
and-
got liquor everywhere.
Yeah, fuck, this
My
fucking
phone's still
weird. So
working.
we're gonna get out of here. It's another episode. Maloney, Stone, Dustin, Mr. Cinnamon, thank you for coming
No
through.
problem. Thanks for
We had a
having me.
fucking blast,
Absolutely.
and yeah, we'll be back soon. And yo, the Raptors are gonna win. Fuck this motherfucker.
Straight. What is the
Nah,
score? We're
no,
gonna
fuck this guy.
Right?
What time is it?
Sell out.
I'm gonna
Watch
check
the
it out.
hat. Watch the
I
hat.
didn't
Watch the
want
hat.
to
Watch the
All right,
hat.
hold on. What's the score? What's the score? What's the
Raptors are
score?
winning.
What's the
Yeah.
score?
Anybody know the score by live
What's the
right now?
score?
Please let
What's
me
the
know.
score?
Hold on.
Tell me what the score is.
Yeah, let us know right now.
I'm not getting off to no score.
Hold on. Warriors versus
This
Raptors.
fucking guy. Yo. Toronto Talks, right? We're in the finals. The
Right.
show's called Toronto
That's
Talks.
what we talking
And the man's
about.
wearing a fucking
Okay.
Warriors outfit.
It's 15-7 Raptors. It's
Hey, go
Get out of here.
Raptors!
This
Hey.
means nothing.
This
What are we
means
in?
nothing.
Okay. Oh, we just got the middle one. Okay.
All right, man. We out of here.
Don't worry,
man.
Warriors.
As usual. Maloney's MIA. That's his fucking empty chair. You're in the
You're
Washington,
yourself when you're in
son,
Oakland.
man.
They've warned you.
I know they're not even playing
Well,
Drake's music.
Yeah.
No more free advertisement for growers. Yeah, one love.
Right?